Welcome back to my trophy list review series. In this series, you submit your trophy list for review, and it faces the scrutiny of myself, of PlatinumBro, and of course now alongside my good friend Tyler8080. We both look at the games you've been playing and the trophies you have been earning, and we decide if you deserve a place on the Trophy Hunter Hall of Fame. Today is going to be a little bit different. We are joined by a good friend of mine, VaultBoySteve. You may know VaultBoySteve from his many appearances on the podcast, or you may have seen his own YouTube channel. He's been gaming for a long time. He's been a trophy hunter for a long time, and me and Tyler really dig into the nit and gritty of his trophy list in this video. As you may be able to tell, it is a longie, so if you make it through to the end, you pretty much deserve to be in the Hall of Fame anyway. I hope you enjoy the video. Alright guys, so here we are. We are joined, myself and Tyler are joined by VaultBoySteve. Firstly, how are you, Tyler? Are you ready to make Steve cry?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm ready to make him cry. He's going to be a little baby by the end of it, bawling.
How are you, Steve? Are you ready?
That's your plan. Yeah, I'm ready, man. I'm ready to go.
You're ready to talk about all the games you've played and have us and everyone who's watching this just see everything you played and judge you entirely.
Yes, my PlayStation career as of 6 years ago.
Yes.
However old it is.
6 years, that's a good romp. So looking at the
Something
stats,
like that.
Firstly, I'm seeing 165 plats. Not a bad amount of platinums, to be fair. Completion of 70%. Better than Tyler's.
Hey.
So, you know.
All matters.
Exactly. We've got 3.72 trophies per day. 3,559 unearned trophies. So, is that because you can walk away from games like an adult and not get stuck with them? And not grind them to the bitter end?
Pretty much. I did get my completion percentage to like 75 or 76% recently in the last end of the year, and it's dropped already about down to 70.
How? Have you started 25 games?
No, I basically went on the quest to go from like 60%. I wanted to get to 80. But then I realised I'm not enjoying this, so I'm just going to go back to how I wanted to do it. Just play games for the platinums I enjoy.
Wow. That, everybody, is how you balance.
That's what you need to do.
Gaming.
That's how you should do it.
Perfectly balanced.
We've got like two extremes here. We've got like me, who does finishes every game. And we've got Tyler, who finishes one game out of 500.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
I'm just perched in the middle right now.
Yeah. Tyler's only finished 2 games in his whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 3, because I did Arkham Knight as well.
Oh, I did all 3 Batman games.
All 3, and that was it. And Skyrim.
No.
Oh, 4, man.
Whoa,
4.
I'm on a roll.
Quartet.
4 platinums. I reckon your list
5?
of your platinum videos that you do, which just aren't even yours. It's not your own footage, and it's not you've never earned the platinums.
No. I just copy and paste it off Adam McDermott. I just copy his PSN, and then I just make a video about it.
Smart.
Filth.
Okay, so let's get started then. Let's have a little bit of a look at the games you've been playing. And we've got it in alphabetical order. We're also going to obviously decide if Steve deserves a place in the Trophy Hunter Hall of Fame. If he can be forever on my very small Trophy Hunter Hall of Fame, which 10 people have seen in all time. So, you know, there's high stakes involved here. So, what are we looking at to start with? Oh, I've gone too far. I've come back up. I'll save it. I am controlling Steve's screen, so there's going to be maybe some delays here. So, we've got A Way Out first. Great game.
What can we say? It's one of the best co-op games out there. It's like a little sleeper hit.
Oh yeah, if you haven't played it, you know EA published this as well. So props to them for that. It Takes Two, isn't it? Who did it? No.
The other game they made, It Takes Two. I can't remember the people who made it.
I can't either.
Is it not Take Two something? I don't know. It's not Take Two. Oh, okay.
Take Two Interactive? No. Something like that. Either way, it's one of those games that's so good. It's a bit of a slow burn, I thought at the start, but near the end, especially the last chapter, is absolutely a masterpiece. And you can't say much about it or anything about it without spoiling it.
No,
I thought it was the other way around. I really liked the prison bit, and as soon as you got out of the prison, I was like, well, this is just, I don't know. I was like, what's the point now? This is like the title of the game was to get out, and now I'm out. What do I do?
It's almost like a Prison Break series itself. The prison part's the good part. They get out, and it's boring now.
And I stopped watching after that.
I think the hospital scene though is fantastic. I think that's the best part of the series. The game, it's like bang in the middle. I thought it just felt like an interactive film, but like not like a quick time event. But it was like just because there's so much like snapping between characters, there's so much going on.
Yeah,
it's really well done, very well directed, definitely. We've then got Albedo Eyes from Outer Space.
This is my shame.
Shame.
What is it?
I can't even remember that much about it. It was one of those. I think it was at a time where it was like 3 a.m. I've been watching B movies. And I was like, I saw it in the PlayStation Store, didn't look at the trophies. I thought, yeah, this looks kind of like a cheap B-movie game. I'm going to buy it. I regretted it instantly. It is one of those games that gives you a migraine playing it due to the way it's built and the frame rate performance a lot. Really easy for the trophies, though. So if you want it, you want something that grew up, go get it. But I wouldn't recommend it.
I mean, I've played it.
So you know how bad it is.
Yeah,
How cheesy it is.
my memories of it are very scattered and hazy.
Yeah.
I don't think I spent much time with it. I think I used a guide. It was back in the dark times.
I think it was about 5 hours long. It was my
Yeah.
fastest platinum for ages, and I was like, I've got to get rid of this, which I did eventually. It was a stain.
But then we've got Alien Isolation, which is a fantastic game by all accounts.
One of the
I've
best horror
heard.
games.
The
Best
best
horror games. Yeah, it's not like psychological horror like a Japanese Silent Hill. It's more of a constant feeling of dread because the alien's constantly chasing you, and you have got options to just turn your microphone on. So if you make any noise in real life, the alien will hear that.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Why would you not just turn off the microphone?
Even I didn't do that, but some people do. There's actually a meme out there. Some dude who farted while his mic was on. His Connect picked it up, and the alien just slaughtered him. It's a masterpiece.
Dying by a fart. That's not a way to die.
Yeah.
No.
But overall, the game is a masterpiece. I mean, a lot of people would rank it after Alien as far as a franchise. I rank it as the best piece of Alien franchise out there, above Alien itself. I just adore it.
Wow.
It's a brilliant game.
I haven't heard a bad thing about this game at all. Everyone I speak to who's played it just says it's an absolute masterpiece.
It is, and it honestly deserved a sequel. It only didn't get one because it flopped, and that's because of Aliens Colonial Marines released near the time, and that killed the general public's interest in the franchise.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I'm playing Alien Elite Fireteam at the moment, and that's a great game. And maybe that I don't know how that's sold, but there seems to be quite a lot of people online, so maybe it can be revived. The franchise can be revived because it is a fantastic franchise. Like, Xenomorphs are so cool, and the world they've built with the synths and stuff, it's so clever.
It just needs to be handled faithfully in the right context, which Alien Isolation did to perfection.
Yeah. Well, the aliens, the big alien in the Isolation is in the Alien Elite Fireteam. So there's like loads and loads of Easter eggs. It's basically the whole game is just like a tribute to the all of the Alien series.
Maybe From Software should pick it up. I'd like to see a From Software Alien game.
What, where you fight it with swords and shields?
Yeah. Why not?
Fair. We've then got Apex Legends, which is quite a long one, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it can be. It depends on how skillful you are in the game. But for me, it was a time where I was really into my multiplayer gaming again. I was getting back into the arena shooters, and I just was addicted, man. What can you say? It's like when you go into like Battleborn or Overwatch, just get in there, stuck in, and what can you say?
That's fair.
It's a brilliant game.
It is. I played it on Switch, and so I played it on 14 frames per second, and it wasn't as good. But I did enjoy my time with it. I played a couple hours because it was free. I was like, I'll jump in, I'll dabble. Anyway, it was quite addictive, to be fair. Just the fact that the frames were just god awful, but that's just the Nintendo Switch, really. Sadly. We've then got loads of Assassin's Creed games. A ton. All of them?
Nah, maybe besides the latest two, I think, on there. This was kind of a regrettable decision. When I first got a PS3, I came back over from Xbox to PC and then back to PlayStation. So I bought a PS3 quite late into its cycle. And for some reason, I'll play Assassin's Creed again. I don't know why. So I did Assassin's Creed 1, no trophies, unfortunately, but how it is. But yeah, Assassin's Creed 2, perfect. When you get into Brotherhood and Revelations, online, hell no.
Yeah.
And they're stopping me.
I remember playing Assassin's Creed 1, and I remember thinking it was really, really just incredible for its time, to be fair.
It was.
I think number one's my favourite.
Probably mine, to be fair. I mean, it was quite limited, but at the time it was so
groundbreaking.
Different. Yeah, it's so different.
And the trailer, that Lonely Souls trailer, that was beautiful. It was
Yeah.
almost just as epic as Gears of War, Lonely Souls.
Oh, that was amazing.
Not Lonely Souls, Gears of War, Mad World, I should say.
Yeah, Mad World, yeah.
Both of those trailers at the time, like, perfect. And Black Flag is a pain because I'm one trophy away from the platinum, I think. And it's level 55 in multiplayer, pretty sure.
Yeah.
So it's like 90% or something on the actual game DLC aside.
I maybe feel like with it being PlayStation 3 that you may have lost that platinum to the time of those servers.
Yeah, I think it is dead, but I've accepted it. It's not worth the time investment anyway. Do I want to grind 50 hours? No.
No. Not if it's not fun. Definitely not.
Exactly.
Then we've seen both the Astrobot games, so Playroom. Obviously, everyone's got to do that. It's the first one on the PS5. But then Astrobot Rescue Mission, which is the VR game.
Yeah, that's a brilliant game. I mean, people love Astrobot Rescue Mission, or Playroom, I should say, based on what they played. And it is a trip down memory lane throughout the
Playroom is brilliant.
It's so good. You can just play that and have a nice little chill time with it, just bring back all the memories. But
it's one of the only games that I've platinumed and I still go back to after. Like, there are very few games that I platinum and go, I'm going to play it again. I still have. I've never deleted it off my PlayStation. I keep going back to it because it's so. Oh, it's just so good.
It's so cute, and the music is just phenomenal as well. I love the
GPU
music.
Jungle.
I've got that on my actual Spotify.
Same.
I listen to it. It's so
I've got
good.
GPU Jungle, and they don't make them like this anymore, which is a spoilery song, so you can't say much about it.
Oh,
It's the end boss song.
oh I don't.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have to fish that bad boy out.
They don't make them like they used to. It's such a great remix. But Rescue Mission is an actual game, unlike Playroom. So it is in VR, but it's so fun. It's like if you want an Astro Playroom type platformer, play that.
Fair. I know I need to play it. I actually was looking at my stats. I don't think I played my VR last year at all.
Oof.
Jesus, it was a shame. It's literally been sitting there just locked away.
Well, VR 2 is coming.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to jump on it or not. Just purely because of the lack of time I played on my VR. Because I do want to go back and play that True vs. the Universe and Beat Saber as well, which I see you've tried to do as well.
Technically half in progress, but we'll get to that.
You're working on it.
Well, I gave up on it. I did give up on it, but I'm going to start playing it again. It's one of those addictive games.
Are you good enough to do the hardest difficulty?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. The hardest trophy is getting an SS rank, which is 90% score on a expert level song, which is 2 down from the hardest. You don't have to do expert plus or plus plus. But you've got to be practically perfect on a song for that. And the move controls aren't that accurate.
So it's difficult. You're held back by the technology.
I think the closest I got was 89.97%. So I was like 1 cube or 1 bad slice off it once.
Oh my god, I would just destroy my soul.
Yeah, it's painful. But
so
it's fun.
You've also done the Attack on Titan game. As someone who has not consumed the anime in any way, shape or form, but I would like to eventually. Good game?
Awesome game. At least from when I played that, I think I only watched season 1 at the time, so I was pretty new to the series and I just went straight into the game. The last trophy, which I'm considering going back for, is getting every single encyclopedia entry, which is grind.
So what, collectible?
20 hours. You've got, from what I remember, you've got to go around and kill enemies, and you essentially get like just encyclopedia on weapons and enemies and just general lore of the universe. But I'm pretty sure it's like a 20-hour grind in the game, and it's. I sold the game. I sold the game, and it's like 50 quid still now.
Yeah, I was going to say anime games like that, they just hold their value so much, so highly.
Yeah, but I want the plat.
You want the plat, the sweet plat.
I want it. I'll go back to it.
So someone was recently telling me that Back 4 Blood is one of the hardest platinum trophies out there. And I see you've retired from playing that one as well.
Mostly. You see, there's a way around it, because Nightmare Mode is one of the situations where friendly fire is enabled, and I think it's about 50 or 60% damage per shot, so you will get absolutely brutalized unless you're in a proper organized fire team. Speaking of aliens, you need to be super organized. You need to know where the enemies are coming from. There's tactics people recommend, getting pipe bombs and using them as distractions to distract hordes, and they just run past and sneak past them all. And it's doable, but again, you need a really good squad. And more importantly, you need a good card deck, because you get abilities through cards in the game. And you've got to keep playing and playing to unlock more decks. And it's kind of RNG, I'm pretty sure, on which decks you unlock. Yeah. So it's a lot of grinding, and then it's a lot of skill. And you can do it, because I think Discord Hacks, he did it solo.
Wow.
Because apparently the bots are a bit easier to handle. You can just run past enemies. And if you do fail, because think about Nightmare as well, if you fail a mission on a chapter, you got to go back to the start of the chapter.
Oh my god, that's
But there's currently like a bug or exploit where if you quit out of the game, you don't have to restart from the beginning.
Right.
So it's doable right now solo. But
that reminds me very much of a fire team, in the sense that like you need, on the hardest difficulty, which we haven't got to yet, friendly fire is 100%. So it's like literally like I think it's pretty much 6 shots and you'd be down. 6 shots of a rifle or an assault rifle or anything, which is insane. And it's the same thing. They're like those levels are about 45 minutes, and obviously if you die, there's no checkpoints. So you need a team of.
And is that just as rare then? Like 3.8%?
It's about 4%, yeah, around about that as well.
Yeah.
So if
they'll get there.
Yeah, well, I think I'm playing with one other person who's very, very committed to getting it. We just need a third person who's very committed as well. We've got a few people who've come in and out, but not as committed as us hardcore trophy hunters who want to get that.
Is it a 4-player? Yeah.
There's 3-player. Only 3. Yeah, I know.
Weird.
But the levels are feel well suited for 3-player. Like they're all quite closed spaces. You know, you're on spaceships, you're on like alien nests, you're in very tight corridors all the time. 4 people would be just overkill. And because it's PS4 and PS5, the PS4 can barely handle the amount of xenomorphs on the screen for 3 players. With 4, it would just explode.
His loading screen's like disastrous, and I'm guessing like a minute.
Yeah, well, one of my friends is playing on PS4, and me and my other friend are playing on PS5, and I've seen it on PS4 and his, and literally it's about 5 frames per second, whereas obviously on PS5 it's about 60. It's just insane. It was not.
That's going to cause so many problems.
It wasn't built for the PS4 at all. You know, they shouldn't have released it on that. They should have just made a PS5 title only. But
harkens back to the days of the PS3, PS4 generation.
Yeah, exactly.
Same exact thing.
What about Bastion then? I heard that's quite a fast, somewhat easy platinum.
I won't say easy. I'm pretty sure it's 6 out of 10.
7 actually.
7. There you go. So it's not easy by any means. I played it on PC back in the day, like 8 years ago, I think, whenever it came out. Really fun, but I didn't really get into it. And I tried again on the PlayStation 4, as you can see, in 2016. I do want to go back to it after playing Hades because it's the same developers.
Yeah.
Right?
Super Giant Games.
Yeah. So I do want to go back to it and just give it another try because I know I can do it now. It's just back then I wasn't into those isometric, almost roguelike type of games, but now it's a different story.
Well, you know, Steve, could be something for the challenge we're going to be doing in Discord.
Exactly.
Clean that bad boy straight up.
It's on 37% though, so.
We've then seen only one Batman game, or 2 Batman games. Firstly, the Platinum for Telltale, so bravo. It's a walk-in sim game. And then Arkham Knight started. How does that make you feel, Tyler?
Honestly, I've been looking at it since you've been talking about Attack on Titan, and I'd rather just not make a comment on it.
Why do you think it's been so
I'd rather
silent?
just not even talk about it.
I was wondering why you were starting to cry, and this makes total sense now.
I was looking at it, and everything you were saying, I just couldn't hear you because I was just looking at it going, what?
Was Hello Darkness
I
just
looking
playing in your head the whole time?
Yeah.
Hey, in my defense, on Arkham, what's the original Origins? I got every single trophy on that, I'm pretty
Asylum.
sure, or achievement, Asylum, that's it, on the 360.
Fair.
Back in the day when it released. I don't think I've ever played City, but this is the most recent, right? Night?
Yeah.
It's
hard.
Steve, I hear your rebuttal, but I refuse to listen because I'm looking at what is it, 9%? No.
It gets worse. Every single one of those trophies is from the DLC.
Why?
What?
I don't know. I got the pack of all the DLCs and I played, I think it was Catwoman or something. I'm not sure if I got into the main game. So there's not one trophy on the main game there.
Wow. Damn. He's going to quit. This is going to be a short video.
It's 7 out of 10. This is a good challenge game.
It is a toughie.
It's a good one for the PlatinumBro challenge.
I actually bought Arkham Knight. I had this bad habit, I still do, of buying like complete sets of games on the sales for like £20 and then never ever playing them. And Batman Arkham Knight, along with like a few Assassin's Creed games, have been ones I felt very guilty of buying and then never ever touching. It's a story of my life. Don't buy games if you've already got hundreds in the backlog. Advice to everybody watching.
But we never listen. We always
never
do.
Listen. We then got Bloodborne done though. What a plat. Bravo. And 100%. He's done the DLC as well.
Oh yeah.
How do you find that?
I loved it. It's one of the best games out there. That's what got me into the Souls games. I played Dark Souls 1 back at PC when it got ported. And it was so horrendous of a port. It put me off the series for life. And a friend back when I played it, I think it was 2017, told me to play it. And I was like, right, I'll do it. I'll fine. I gave up after the first village area for about a week because I just got my ass reamed. But I went back to it, stuck it out, and I fell in love with the series from there.
That's notoriously hard though, that first part. When I think back, I remember struggling with it so much because I didn't know the mechanics. It doesn't tell you how to parry. And then by the end of it, you don't even have to do it. You can actually run past pretty much everybody if you actually wanted to.
You can.
You can run pretty much to the Cleric Beast, which is the first boss, to unlock the right to be able to upgrade your character.
Which, weirdly enough, he killed me quite a few times, but Gascoigne, I know he's quite notorious, but I think I got lucky and I somehow killed him first try.
Wow.
No idea how.
What a flex.
I think it was luck. I call it a flex, but I think it was luck.
Did you use the box, the magic box?
No.
See, I did, and that makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
So much easier.
I didn't know anything about the game at that point, so I was just flubbing my way through it, and I was like, yeah, this was all intended.
All intended.
Yeah.
This was made to be.
Yeah.
We've then got Bugsnax and Bully. Both good games.
Bugsnax. I like Bugsnax.
Have they done DLC for it? Or
Bugsnax DLC is coming.
Yeah, it's coming next month.
But is the trophies? I'm pretty sure there isn't, right?
I think it's crossed as not.
Sure I heard something. Yeah, because you can play it, but you don't have to worry about the trophies.
That's
a great game.
Way. Yeah, I agree.
It's like a Pokemon almost type. Closest we're going to get on PlayStation.
What about Bully? Great game? On the PS2.
Canis Kano made it in the UK.
Yeah.
I believe it was called, right?
It was, yeah.
Classic. Played it on the PS2.
Because Bully was too much of an aggressive term.
Yeah. It can't be, I think that, yeah. Yeah. So Bully is a legendary game. I'm glad PSNP call it Bully.
Yeah, me too. I love that game. I thought the platinum was a little grindy towards the end. There's a couple of things you got to grind out, collectibles and stuff, but I just loved at the end running around with a spud gun in your go-kart, just driving through pedestrians, and then like when you had the prefects, you just blast them with a spud gun. No one stood a chance. You were literally the king of that school.
The sequel we all need.
Exactly.
That's the one right there.
That'll never happen. It's too political now, I think. If we upset too many people.
We'll have to wait for an indie version of it. We'll get one.
We'll get one.
I can't copyright that.
Yeah, exactly. We then got some started unfinished games. City Skyline. It's like, hasn't it got like a really, really RNG trophy as well?
I'm not sure about the trophies on it, to be fair. I've just noticed it is an ultra rare, which has piqued my interest right now. I played it a lot on PC at release. It's a beautiful success of SimCity. If you ever enjoyed those games, it's perfection to that point. It's better than SimCity by leagues and bounds. But this, again, I thought I saw when I played it when it came out on PlayStation. I thought I'll get it again just to play it on here. And the trophies are quite hard, I think, from what I recall.
That's something that maybe you don't clean up for your backlog because you'll be there for like hundreds of hours.
Yeah, not worth it. But ultra rare, so.
I've just skimmed past a few because I want to look at all these bad boys, and we've got Crash 1, 2, and 3 done 100%, which means you've also done Stormy Ascent.
Oh, yes.
Crash Bandicoot 1, how did you find that?
Well, like I said, it broke the hell out of me at the time. That's why I made a video on it. It was literally death-defying as far as like jumping in there and just getting my ass destroyed. The thing is, now going back to it, it's one of those cases, right? I'd probably rate it like a 5. I could easily do it over and over again now that I've done it. But at the time, it was like a 20 out of 10.
That's the problem with the people who write the guides for these games, is like by the time they've done it, they've mastered it so much that they forget how hard it was at the start. And then, oh yeah, this game's 5 out of 10. It's like, well, is it? Is it not?
Yeah, because I'd call Bloodborne easy, and I wouldn't call that a 7 out of 10, but it was. At the time, it was hard. Yeah. But now I'd call it easy. I could play through it's 2 out of 10. That's because you know everything. Yeah. That's part of the process, right? That's
why I suppose when you're writing the guides, you got to kind of think how hard you were finding it. Thinking at the time, like I remember struggling with Amygdala and Bloodborne so much in the Chalice dungeons that like I was like, I don't think I'll even be able to do this. There was a time, and I was like, for me, I thought it was like an 8 out of 10. I probably would have said, but I'm obviously not. I'm not the best gamer, and I would still stand by Bloodborne probably being an 8, just because of the Chalice dungeons being so hard.
It was that one specific one, wasn't it? The one that you find the amygdala in. It cuts your HP in half. That was stupid. The defiled dungeon, yeah. That was ridiculous.
So what about Crashed? So actually I can see here. So by the time you'd finished Crash Bandicoot, you were such a pro that you did Crash 2 in 6 days, then you did Crash 3 in 4 days. Was it just like child's play to you by that point?
Pretty much, right? Because Crash 1 is significantly harder, mainly because of a few levels like Sunset Vista and stuff, because they're long levels and one mistake, you're screwed.
Yeah,
but Stormy Ascent was what really trained me, I think, for the other 2 games. Because I wanted to, I believe in my profile it's stacked as in Crash 1, 2, and 3. So I was like, I can't platinum these games until I've got the 100% on Crash 1.
That's fair.
I'm never going to do it. So I think that training, that punishment, made Crash 2 and 3 child's play.
Well, I read that Crash Bandicoot Warp, the DLC, is a future tense. Yeah, I read that's actually as hard as the base game on Crash 1.
No. Again, it's hard to say after the fact subjectively, but I had nowhere near as much trouble.
God damn it. I did that. I struggled with that a lot, and I thought, if I'm good enough to do this, I can do Crash 1 eventually. This year, I hope, actually.
Again, though, it's hard to say from my perspective at the time, because I've done Stormy Ascent after that, so that's going to feel easy, right?
Yeah. So, Crash 4, no? Not got it in you to do?
I gave up on it. I thought I'd play it. Not going to go for the platinum. Went in there knowing that. But now, I'm like, yeah, it's going to be done for the challenge.
Really?
Yeah. This is on my list.
9 out of 10, isn't it?
Yeah. No, 10 out of 10. It's one of those. It's 100 hours at least. I know that much at least. And it's brutal.
It's 100 hours of training as well. That's the thing about these difficult games. Like, if you compare like this to, say, Dragon Quest 11, which I did, which was 130 hours of like 4 out of 10. Like, the last 60 hours are just grinding aimlessly, but like, this is like 50 hours. The last 50 hours is just like you practicing, training to actually be good enough to beat it.
And it's worse than the others. You got to do it once completely, then you got to do the inverted versions of the levels, which are basically the opposite direction or something. I've not really looked into it too much. You got to complete all the bonus trials, everything. There's tons of levels.
Have you finished the story yet for it?
No, I only played it for about an hour when I bought it.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah.
You got 8 trophies in the first hour, then you probably won't earn one for like another 30.
5th of August. Yeah, it's been a while.
What about Crash Team Racing?
I'm doing that for the challenge as well.
Oh, because that's notoriously difficult as well. I mean, all the Crash games are hard. 7, yeah, but it's different though, isn't it? Because, you know, you can be good at platformers, but that won't help you do Crash Team Racing because it's a racing game.
No, it's, I think it's the nitrous oxide trials. Yeah. Oxide. They're, like, supposed to be brutal, but I've got faith. I've got faith. It's racing.
Have you done any of these, Tyler?
I have got the platinum for the first Crash Bandicoot.
If you've done the first one, you might as well do 2 and 3.
Yeah, but I think it was at the time I did the first one, and I was like, I'm going to go on to the second one. And I was so bruised and beaten from the first one that I started the second game, died once, and I slammed my controller down. And I was like, no, not doing it. So
You'll smash it now, mate. You'll smash it. I gave up on Crash. When I bought the remastered collection when it came out, I thought, I'm going to get the platinum on these. Gave up after a week. I'm never going to get the platinum. I'm too crap.
I've left it way too long now.
No, trust me, dude. You'll be fine. It's simple.
Muscle memory.
Yeah.
Creed Rise to Glory, which is a VR game. What's that about?
Essentially,
it's a fighting game. But...
Yeah, from what I remember, you're just playing as Apollo Creed's son.
Yeah.
And you're going through the training, so you've got like a little gym where you can do little drills and stuff, which is kind of fun. And then
is it a movie tie-in?
Yeah. Oh, you have Sylvester Stallone training you in the gym. It's pretty cool, and it's pretty graphically quite decent as well. Nice. And then you do these drills, and it goes through like a little montage as you're doing it, and it leads into the fight because it basically switches rapid fire from one activity to another, like treadmill, head bobbing, whatever you want to call it, weaving. Then it goes into a fight, and my God, does that kick your ass!
So this is actually the secret as to how you got so shredded, Steve. Is from just playing Creed Rise to Glory.
I wish I gave up on it. It gassed me. It was just too intense.
Too much cardio. Literally like boxing training.
Pretty much. I was sweating after one fight because you're just ducking and weaving and it doesn't register sometimes, so you're just getting your ass kicked. And then on top of all of that, I almost punched TV a few times.
Doable though. Could you do it?
Yeah, you could definitely do it. I think it's quite easy as far as difficulty. It's quite low. It's just a case of, have you got the cardio?
Have you got the cardio? The answer to that is never.
Yeah.
Nah, never.
We're gamers.
So Dark Souls started, not finished. Is that because you played it on PC?
Well, no, like I said, I went back to it. I think it was Joel who told me to go back to it at the time when I played it. And I really did enjoy it after playing Bloodborne. I finally got into the From Software kind of vibe and just the rhythm of it all. But I rage quit when I got to the Ice Caves.
Okay.
Because I was to the point where the game was quite getting on me at that point, all the deaths and stuff. Because I went completely blind because I didn't want to spoil it at all. Even though Joel said you'd have to delete your save and start from scratch again when you go for your trophies, because if you go into New Game Plus, you'll have to do New Game Plus twice or whatever, and it'll get even harder. So it's like, do a blind run then if you want, delete your save and then start from scratch.
I wonder if From Software will do like a trilogy PS5 upgrade.
No, this to be fair, they probably won't. This is 60 FPS already.
Oh, is it?
Remastered, yeah. From what I remember, it's super smooth. It's slow because that's how it's built. But yeah, I'm going back to it again. It's another challenge game.
Because that's one of the things that put me off them. That's why I was thinking about doing Sekiro, because I know Sekiro's got a 60 frames per second patch, and I was like, I just can't hack 30 frames anymore.
Well, I'm pretty sure Dark Souls Remastered is 60. I'm pretty sure of it.
I'm gonna have to check it out then. Actually,
they're worth playing anyway. I really like Dark Souls Remastered. Really liked it.
Well, one of my goals for this year is Crash Bandicoot and one From Software game, but I'm yet to decide the actual game. Might be Demon's Souls or Sekiro. Or
the remake one or the original on PS3?
Yeah, but Elden Ring might be easy.
It might be. That's true.
People.
Oh, Elden Ring, yeah.
What's that saying? I think it was developers saying people who found the other ones too hard might be pleased by this one or something, right? There was a tweet around that or something a few days ago. So I'm guessing it's not going to be as hard.
Oh, yeah. Don't imagine that's gone down well in the community.
Yeah, I recommend Demon's Souls. Honestly, just go with the PS5 one.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those. It's going to be really hard to make a game like Dark Souls, like something that's punishingly hard, when you've made it open world, because it's just so easy to level up. So when you do get to a boss and you're like level 100 and you've come to a boss that's like level 50 or whatever, you know what I mean?
Unless they kind of do it like it's open world, but you have to beat a boss to unlock the next part of the open world, kind of like the basic how Dark Souls and Bloodborne operate anyway. So like, say it's a massive map, but you have to beat this demon at a gate to get to the next gate, and then that would be a good way of level gating. And then you can always at the end go back and do whatever you want. But initially, I've just solved it. I've solved it for them. That's what they should do. Change everything they've done so far. They've got 2 weeks until launch to do that.
That's enough time.
Yeah, exactly.
Get in there.
We've then got Darksiders 1, 2, and 3. Bravo. I like Darksiders a lot. I've only played Darksiders 1 and Genesis, but I really want to get onto it. My only problem is the fact that Darksiders 2 is like a mammoth of a game.
It's definitely longer, but I think from what I've heard, a lot of people don't like it because they changed the formula slightly, made it more RPG.
Well, they're kind of like, it's weird because the way they've done it is they've kind of every game is kind of like based off another game. So Darksiders 1 is very similar to like God of War, and then Darksiders 2 is very similar to like an RPG. And then God of War Darksiders 3 is very similar, like a very basic From Software game, and then Genesis is like an over-the-top shooter. It's very interesting.
I thought one and two was quite similar, to be fair. Not interchangeable, but
it was just more expansive, wasn't it? You got, I think, what was it, interchangeable armor pieces and stuff on two, and you could upgrade your weapons and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure it's been a while, but
it was open world as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was fairly open world, or like semi-open world at least.
Yeah,
it's definitely a much grander scale compared to the first game, but 1 and 2 are masterpieces in my opinion.
Yeah,
Darksiders 1 so much.
Is really good. When I went back to play it last year, it feels refreshing because it's so like it's like an old, even though it came out like 2008, it feels very much in that time.
Yeah,
and
it's like an arcade game, isn't it? An arcade combat game in a very controlled linear world that still feels alive in a way, even though it's the apocalypse and everything's dead. I did it twice. I did it on 360 as well at release.
Too many puzzles, though, I would say.
Yeah.
Especially at the end, there's like 2 hours at the end where it's like just puzzle after puzzle after puzzle, and it's just so boring.
Yeah, they could adjust that formula somewhat. And just, a bit more combat in there would have been a bit better.
I think just like it's because War moves so slowly, the main character, that when you're moving like trying to sort out this dungeon, you've got to like run from one end to the other, and it takes you like 20 seconds just to activate a switch, and then you miss it. You're like, oh, I'll go do the whole thing again. It's like an endless amount of just watching War run around at 2 miles per hour.
Especially in a desert as well. That was a bit rough.
That was a bit of a ball.
His horse was so cool, but you could barely ever use it.
Yeah.
That boss on the horse as well. We got to fight like that serpent. That wasn't.
That was in a desert. Yeah.
Well, they got Day of the Tentacle remastered. Oh no, not remastered. Day of the Tentacle.
It is a remaster though.
Is it?
Yeah.
So I've got this game. I've never ever played it.
It's based on, I think it's same LucasArts who made all the other classic point and click games back in the day. I got it because people said it was an easy trophy game at the time, and it was kind of fun. Can't remember much of it. I didn't really like it.
Fair.
I got to the point where I was like, I'm just going to use a guide to get through this as fast as possible.
I've heard it's okay. That's kind of all I've heard about it.
It's nostalgia lenses. People looking through who played it back in the day and really grew up with it. Maybe that's why it's so highly rated as a cool classic. But coming into it today, I was like,
nah.
Don't see the specialness.
So, Days Gone done. Bravo. I think I've had a bit of time to reflect, and I think I was a bit harsh on Days Gone. I think for a lot of the things they put on it, like that horde mode was fantastic. And, I mean, the story was a bit long, and the story was a bit... I feel like it ended, and then they just decided to go, hold on, it's not over yet, we have an entire act actually to go.
And cancelled.
But I think it was okay. The challenge mode, you haven't done, have you?
I played, I think, because it was coming out in weeks, wasn't it? Like an episodic release. So I played the first 1 or 2 weeks, and then I thought I'll play the rest when they come out. Never went back to it.
Those challenges were probably like some of the hardest things I've ever done.
they were fun though. The recent ones I played were really cool.
They did they introduced like a horde survival mode, like a wave mode, and that was so cool. Because I remember like you're running through, you have like 100 zombies chasing you. You're like running through buildings looking for supplies, going upstairs, jumping out windows, and you turn around. There's literally like hundreds of them, like proper chasing you. It was like really intense. Great game. Well, great idea. The DLC was pretty good, but it was just so hard.
I think they needed to pace it a bit better, personally. I remember when they first revealed it, they revealed it with the huge horde chasing him through the train station thing. And then the first ever horde is like 3/4 into the game.
Yeah, it's
or like
a long time.
7/10. I feel like that was their selling point.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was so long into the game before you actually got to fight a huge horde, that was a bit of a letdown for me.
Yeah. Might worked a bit better as well if it was more semi-open world. Because it felt a bit too empty at times and too directionless.
Yeah,
but
that's fair. I think at the same time with that, Tyler, I agree. But I like the fact that in the first quarter of the game, you were scared of the horde. You didn't go anywhere near them.
Yeah.
So many of them. But that kind of got a bit dull after 10 hours. You kind of want to be able to face some small hordes, but kind of like don't go near them because you'll die. And then 35 hours of the game where most people have dropped off. Oh, here's your first horde. Like, okay then. There's only 10 people left playing the game at this point.
I was going to say, I've got quite a few people who started it because they wanted to fight all the hordes, and they stopped because they're like, oh, well, I haven't fought a horde yet, and when I do, I've got a pistol, and I take 2 down, and I'm dead.
Yeah, you're dead. Yeah, it's fair. Dead Island done?
Yeah.
It's quite a long one, that, isn't it?
It is. I think I did it again on the 360, but I got it with a friend several years back, and pretty fun. He wanted to play again, so I was like, yeah, hell yeah, let's go in there. Pretty good, fun co-op game.
Okay, but I'm seeing some Dead Space ones. I've seen Dead Space 1 done. I don't know how hard that one is. I know the second one's notoriously difficult.
6 out of 10, I think it's rated at. Again, I did it twice. I did it on release on the 360. These were like games that I went back to because 2018 PS3, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go back to it. It's brutal on 4K, PS3.
Is it?
Yeah, 30 FPS or sub 30 on 720p on a 4K screen is like,
I can imagine. So
Dead Space.
Dead Space 2 though.
Yeah, I played it more on the PC, but I found it a lot scarier. I know number 3 is a lot more arcadey and it's co-op, so it's not really scary, but number 2 was brutal, especially with these there's the alien child monsters at the start of it, which was super creepy, like little hordes of them. I was like, so it's one of those games, once you get used to it, it's probably all right. But again, trophy-wise, there's some really hard ones. Like you've got to complete the game.
You're going to do it again when the remake comes out this year?
Oh, I'm doing the remake. I mean, I'm going to do Dead Space 2, but I'm not going to do it for the challenge because it's been slashed, been cut in the knees.
Has it?
Thanks to I think it was 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10. No, 9 out of 10. It was 9 out of 10, but I think it's down to a 4 or something because you can exploit it.
Oh. How does one do that?
No, I think with Dead Space it's just item duping, which existed in the original as well.
Yeah. Well, I know that if you do it properly, you'd have to do the game on the hardest difficulty with only 2 saves or 3 saves for the whole 10-hour game.
3 saves. I think it's similar to Dead Space 1 that as well. So you essentially just got to save it at like chapter 6, 10, and then maybe 1 at 14. Because there's an enemy at the end of Dead Space 2 that it's similar to Dead Space 1 that doesn't die. It'll constantly like get up, and no matter how much damage you do to it. So I think for the last 4 chapters of the game, you've essentially got to be running and on the move.
I'm really sad that you haven't done Deadpool. I love that game.
It's so cool. Again, I played it more on the PC. I've got it on my shelf. I'm going to go back and play it. Again, I might do it for the challenge. If I can squeeze by percentage-wise. It's, 7 out of 10?
Yeah, it's quite a 6 maybe. It's quite tough though. Things so the whole game is really easy. Like literally, you have to do it on normal, then you have to do it on hard, and the whole game, honestly, if it's only 30 hours, the first 25 hours is pretty easy. Then the last 2 levels are just so hard.
So it's just the final 2 levels in hard. That's the problem,
It might only be the last level. You have to basically fight like 3 villains at once, and then fight another villain at the end. You have to do it all without dying.
Was it the Mr. Sinister fight?
Yes.
I remember playing it on normal and struggling with it.
On hard, it is insane. It's really difficult. Deadpool's regen is just not in place on hard. He just does not regenerate health at all.
It's not Deadpool.
Yeah, he's not Deadpool. He's just like a man with a sword, basically. A little pistol. But Nolan North voices Deadpool, and he does a great acting job on that one. I think he's fantastic.
Honestly, I thought it was one of the best interpretations of Deadpool yet, even better than the movies. I just really liked it.
Yeah, he's wild, isn't he? He's really funny. I think it's great, yeah. I think he voices Deadpool in Marvel Ultimate Alliance or something. I'm sure that's how he got it first. He did a small role in Ultimate Alliance, I think. I might be chatting garbage, but that's Nolan North at his best, doing really quirky, weird voices, I think, anyway.
He excels it in Deadpool.
He does. We then got Death Stranding done. I haven't played it. I have heard very good things about it. I want to get the PS5 version. Did you love it or hate it? Because I think it's very divisive.
I think a lot of the people don't like it at first because it's an extremely slow burn. It's one of the slowest burns I've ever seen in my life as far as getting the story going. And the gameplay itself is just transporting, right? You're an Amazon Prime delivery, man.
Yeah.
You're carrying stuff and just trying not to fall over. But then you eventually get bits of horror in there with the BTs. Where you got like sneak past them and stuff, where you die essentially. And you do have to fight mules, which is other humans and stuff. And again, you don't want to kill them. You can kill them, but then they'll turn into BTs, which will contaminate the area. So you want to try and take them down non-lethally or avoid them at all.
Is
but
it true
the stories... I can't describe the story, honestly, because it's one of those where you'll spoil it. And
I heard that for the PS5 version, they got rid of all the cans of Monster. I don't know if that's true or not. Apparently, it's like they must have fallen out or something and then replaced all the cans with something else.
Hey,
like,
that game got me addicted to Monster again. I kicked it for years, but constantly seeing Norman Reedus just necking the monsters constantly in the safe house. Yeah, I was like, I'm on the Monster again. Yeah,
sugar free though. Come on, that's not insane.
Monster Ultra, yeah, you got to go. Can't be doing that. We don't need all the sugar like he does. We're not delivering those packages.
We're not doing like 10, 20k walks per day.
Snowy mountains falling back down. Ask them a TKL. But yeah, PS5 version, I've been tempted to play it because it's got the adaptive triggers for that.
I think I need to get back to it. I've only played the first hour. I think it was probably the second level when you're transporting. I think is it someone's body on your back.
I think that's like the first level.
And you're hiking up a mountain, and then I fell. And the body fell off my back and just rolled down the mountain. So I'm not walking back down there to get it. So I turned off the game.
It's a test of patience.
I'm out.
Yeah, I was like, no. It was a big mountain as well. I was like,
Hey, but it's teaching you the law of the game right there. You need to burn that body, incinerate it before it turns into a BT.
Well, I learnt my lesson, and that was not to play the game. So
sorry, Kojima.
Yeah, sorry. I just like Metal Gear Solid. I don't need anything else.
Destiny 1, 2.
Whoa! No. We're not skipping the fact that he's only got 1 trophy on Demon Souls.
Okay.
Damn it.
Yeah, no, he's not getting away with that. There's no way. I've been looking at that since we started talking about Deadpool. I was like, no.
Just sit and rage, don't you? Just sit and stare at unfinished games.
Seething.
I just let things boil up till it comes up again, and I just let rip.
I don't know if that release
what
date.
the hell happened in the 27th of November?
Was that the release date of the game? I think it was.
Maybe.
I think that was a PS5 launch title, right? I think I played it on release. I just played it after maybe Playroom, and then I was like, I don't know why I stopped. Maybe it's because I wanted to. It's the remake of the original game that started it all. So I think at the time, my thinking was I want to go back and do Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, and then come back to this because I don't want to spoil myself by playing a superior PS5 version of the original and then going back to the old relics.
Right. I can appreciate that.
That's a cheap excuse. I
can appreciate that excuse though.
There we go.
But you say that then he hasn't played Dark Souls Remastered for like 9 months.
That's true as well.
I've been waiting for a challenge and once a year, so
been biding your time for the right opportunity.
Yes, my crystal ball. I was looking into it. I knew something was on the horizon.
I swear, God, Steve, if I see that you start playing Elden Ring before you've started playing Demon Souls, I'm kicking through that door and I'm like, no, listen here, mate.
Turned off. Steve's like, I've got it on pre-order.
I'm talking a lot of crap about it, but it's on pre-order. It's pre-installed as we speak.
Ready to play. Okay, let's move on then. We'll move on now to Destiny 1 and 2, and Destiny 2 done in 1 second. Bravo, that was well done.
That was my moment of weakness right there.
You just needed the plat that day.
I don't know why. I was in that mood. I thought, I'll load it up. But I think I was legitimately thinking about doing the DLC.
I think it's mental that Destiny only has 14 base trophies. Yes, Doug wants to say hello. Well, Destiny 2, you've got a platinum for it, but you've actually only got 14 trophies, which means the base game only has 13 trophies and a platinum.
Yeah, from what I remember, it's only doing I think it was the 1 raid at a time on the actual game at release. I think it was 1 raid, and you have to do it on Master, I think. And then just a few fire team missions, Firefalls, what they're called. It's been a long time. But yeah, I think I played Destiny 1. I got into that really late, and I completely blitzed through it. Really loved it. Got the platinum, which is really dicey, flawless raider, where obviously you got to get rid of anyone dying. That was a lot. We had to set up sessions from PSNP everywhere, PlayStation trophies, getting people just. We were literally organising people. I had to get a friend over to do a LAN party.
Bloody hell!
He had that bad internet at the time, so he kept dropping out of the raid. So he avoided your trophy.
I've got you, bro. Get yourself over here. Bring your TV. Bring your PlayStation.
PlayStation. We were both sat there in a LAN party with people. One person was from Portugal, one from America, and we were just like, I think there was someone else as well. 5, pretty sure it's 5 players. But yeah, we were just like blitzing through that, and hours and hours we finally did it. But
that's the dedication of gamers, right there.
It's trophy hunters, right? You need to get it done.
You do indeed.
But Destiny 2 is easy in comparison, so we went straight into that, and then, it's never gone back. But that was a moment of weakness out of popping out. I would delete it if I could.
We've all had those moments. I've had months of those moments, to be honest with you. So.
Sometimes you just need to hear the noise, right?
Little ping, make you feel better about your life.
Yeah, exactly. Bit of dopamine. Take it.
Destroy Humans Remastered done. Well, relaunch, reboot, whatever we're going to say. Great game. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was so refreshing. I think all the jokes stand up now.
They really do.
I think they might even be better than what they were 15 years ago when it came out.
Yeah, and the remaking the second one, it's out very soon.
Oh, marvellous. Excellent.
I saw it on Amazon, pre-order.
And then we've got Destruction All-Stars. Now, let's not sleep on that, because that was like voted almost... I think when we did our awards last year, it was up there for like one of the hardest platinums of last year because of the RNG. So it's even harder.
That nobody plays it.
Yeah, it's probably impossible now because there's like 4 people playing it, and they're all just people who made the game.
My 1.99% is secure. It's probably going to get rarer by the day. I'm pretty sure it was like 4% at one point.
Well, I remember when it came out, you would tell me like you were just playing it for fun, and then you just happened to get the platinum. It took you 4 days to get it as well. Yeah,
again, I was in the hardcore trophy at the time, so I was like, I don't want to put any games on my list I can't platinum. That I know I can't do. But I saw it on the stream, and I was like, this game was really fun. Like, I really like it, like Twisted Metal, but more PG. Anyway, so I'm gonna go back to it. I'll try it, install it, boom. Enjoyed it so much. I think I played it 14 hours in a row from installing it. I was binged the hell out of it.
That's a long ass day. Was that during the times when you didn't sleep for like 3 days at a time?
Pretty much, yeah. So just binged it, and that's why it's 3 days, 21 hours.
Bravo to that
But
one.
again, the trophies themselves aren't hard; they're situational, which can you call it difficult?
I suppose not, but
Right
RNG
place, right
is a
time.
bitch.
Yeah. So it's RNG, it's situational. I wouldn't call it hard, but hey, I'll take the 1.99%.
Yeah. It's a good, very good platinum to have. Yeah. We then got Detroit Become Human, which is a great game. And then Devil May Cry 5 done. Well, Joel Guy Fruski's just done a video on a guide on how to do it. I haven't seen it yet, but you'll have to watch it and learn
it's
from
glorious. It's glorious, dude.
But do you think you can platinum it or not?
I know I can. I've been bad at Devil May Cry games. I think I played the originals obviously on PlayStation 2 and stuff, and I enjoyed them. Was it Devil May Cry 4 on the 360 when Nero first came in?
Oh, yeah. That's the game. That's the first one I played.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that on the 360, but I was so bad at that type of game back then. I had no illusions of going for the 100% achievements on it. Devil May Cry 5, when I was playing it, I was actually like, right, I could do this. You know, just need to get the hang of it. But I tried, I think, is it Dante Must Die?
Yeah.
Like the third hardest, and it's one of the first bosses that flies around. Forgot her name. She is so hard for me. And she's at the end of the level as well, so you got to get all the way to her first and then fire.
Yeah, that's just soul destroying.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't think I can do this, but I probably could, but do I want to?
What I actually found really helped me on Bloodborne was, rather than playing it, was just watching someone else do it. So I would do you know the boss at the end of the DLC? What's it called?
The Orphan of Cos.
The final boss.
So I watched that video on YouTube about 50 times. I just watched it over and over again to understand the mechanics and just watch how the person who beats him, how he beats him, or how they beat the boss. And so that's something I would probably do if I was to play it, rather than spend 2 hours trying to get the end of the level just to die. Would be just do it over and over, watch someone do it over and over again.
Yeah, but that's the fun of some of the games like this. It's just
well, yeah, of course, it's balance, but
it's controls as well, because even Fruski says in his latest video that you do need to change your controls and have because with Nero, for example, you want to charge your bullets at all times, especially in the hardest difficulties, and to do that with the default controls is practically impossible. So you got to put them on the triggers, and I did that again because I watched a video at the time and I was trying it and said, yeah, change these controls. It's much easier. You can get your combos and do more damage. But because you've got a muscle memory already built, I could not adapt to it. So I've already played the game for like 30 hours and I could not change that new scheme. It was just getting me killed constantly. So again, the hard thing about Devil May Cry 5 is the combos are not the camera situational. They're not dependent on where your character's facing. Yes. So if you do a forward attack and your character's facing left, your forward is now left. So you got to adjust your combos on the fly to where your character's facing.
It's got a very old school camera.
Yeah, and that is painful.
Yeah, it's very hard to adapt to these days. Yeah. Basically, probably one of the only games that does it now. I mean, Resident Evil even stepped away from that as well.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. We then got Dishonored done. That's quite hard, isn't it? You got to do the whole game without any powers.
Yes, and I think you've got to get through without killing anyone as well, just like Deus Ex, which I think is also glitchy, just like Deus Ex. So you can potentially mess it up. But the game itself isn't hard. The hardest is a Dunwell City Trials, which is why it's on 0.78% for the DLC. I tried that. I got some of them, but they were,
brutal.
Yeah, I thought I'll stick at 88%. That's respectable.
That's fair, it is. I know you're a big Doctor Who fan, so there we can see you. Are these the only Doctor Who games that actually exist?
Yes, I believe they are.
It's not a VR game, or have I just totally made that up?
Actually, you are right. That is the Edge of Reality. There's a VR version of it.
All right, okay.
I've got it around here as a coaster somewhere. The disc. The Edge of Reality is a same game, but just non-VR.
How do they work? What do you actually do in them?
Well, in the Edge of Reality, it's just a first-person game where you're playing as a random civilian who's been recruited by a doctor. In this case, I think they did change it slightly for the competitive VR version. You added more stuff to it. So you're playing essentially into the 13th Doctor. But as you can see, Tennant's in behind her there. Mm-hmm. And he's been added in there near the end of the game. And it almost, like the Girl with the Fireplace episode, it kind of concludes and has more story to that near the end of the game.
Does Tennant reprise his role?
He does, yeah.
What a guy.
He just speaks some lines in there. He's one of the best. Him and Matt Smith, they're some of the best Doctors around.
Great.
So yeah, I'd recommend playing it for that alone, but the gameplay's so rough, especially being a VR title. And the Eternity Clock is more of like a browser game that was ported. Mm-hmm. And there's a PS3 version of it as well, which I'm tempted just for the sake of it.
Just go for it.
Yeah, and then Lonely Assassins is literally a mobile game. It's a mobile game that's ported, and you can get the platinum in 3 hours, probably do it in 2.
Oh, fair.
But again, the game itself is trash. It's a mobile game.
Oh, is it?
It's literally a mobile on your screen. That's how I think it is. But again, it builds on Blink the classic first episode where the angels appeared, and it's heavily based around that. So if you're a fan of it, you'll enjoy it.
Fair enough. We'll then move on to Doom, though. So I know that I've been speaking to you. Obviously, well done for the first Doom. Do you not fancy going for Eternal?
I've got it. Yeah, I was waiting for the PS5 upgrade, which is out now.
Marvelous. That's quite hard, isn't it? Though they really upped the difficulty for Doom Eternal. Or not?
The PS5 version or not?
No, just from the remake Doom.
I'm not sure. I thought it was just as easy. Well, not as easy, but around the same level of difficulty.
Well, to be fair, my friends on Xbox who probably don't go for the hardest difficulties told me that it was harder. Because you have to use lots of different weapons. You have to cycle through weapons depending on the enemies in front of you. Whereas Doom 1, I played that game. You can just kind of use anything, really, can't you?
True. That could add some puzzling elements to it, but you'll get used to it.
But didn't Doom 3 almost destroy your soul? Or was that right or wrong?
Yes. And I did it twice, like an idiot, as you can see.
1.83%. It took you 5 years to do that. I love seeing a long completion percentage.
Yeah, that's fear more than anything else. I mean, that's the original box there from the Xbox version, right there.
Yeah.
And that game scared the living Jesus out of me as a kid when I played it. And Doom 3 did the same thing. It was a more psychological thing. The game itself is extremely hard, but you can save scum.
Yeah.
Not save scum, it's just a case you can save it anywhere at any point.
Right,
so you can save mid bullets flying through the air. So you could potentially lock yourself into a death loop.
So what makes it so hard then?
That nightmare difficulty. Just everything kills you in like one hit or two hits for the most part. Because you also bleed out, so you can get armor, but it's practically like paper anyway, and your health constantly drains to 25. So if you do get a health pack or a health station, it'll slowly bleed back down to 25 health. So essentially, everything's one hit kill. And it's a game designed around jump scares, but then it brings action into it later on with the same horror gameplay. So it's extremely hard, and it's not fair at all. But again, you can save mid combat. So as long as you keep saving, like maybe a cycle of 4 saves, you can get through it.
Well, you got yourself a 1.83% ultra rare trophy and a 4.71, so it was worth it.
You can see the difference in time as well.
Yeah, 2 weeks because you basically just bossed it. By this point, you could just go for it straight away.
It was still painful, but hey, the loading times on PS5 and the PS4 version was like 5 seconds. On the PS3 version, it was about a minute and a half between deaths.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Pain.
So Doom VFR.
Really fun.
Does it work? Because do you teleport instead of moving?
Oh yeah, we were talking about this last week, weren't we?
Yeah.
You can do both. You can do free movement and teleporting. Teleporting is quite decent. Depending on your motion sickness levels, I would recommend free movement if you can hack it.
I just think it would be too hard because it would be too slow if you did it on with the teleporting.
It was kind of janky. I did have to turn it back to teleport though because I was using the aim controller. So I've got the analog sticks, so you can actually move around. And it feels more natural than the moves would. So you can use free locomotion. But it did after about 45 minutes how the sickness was coming on. The hot sweats and the motion sickness.
Is it quite easy to do? Like the 100%?
I think it is as well. But again, it was a case of like I enjoyed playing Doom in VR and stuff. And it was basically Doom 2016 all over again.
Is it the same game or was it like a shortened version?
It's like set in the same world. I think you're playing as a robot in it. Like a repair droid, and you're just going through and shooting things.
Oh, fair.
So it's set during Doom 2016, I'm pretty sure. But again, it's like, is it worth the effort for non-platinum as well?
Well, 100%. If you enjoy it, that's the thing, isn't it? It's not always about the platinums. If you enjoy doing it,
well, it's VR, isn't it? You know the trouble. It's setting it up and everything else. It's
it is. That honestly, that's my problem. I just can never be bothered to set it up. I'm just like, even though I've only got to plug in 2 cables, I'm just like, nah, that's too much hard work.
Too much hassle.
So Dragon Ball Z Fighter Z, you don't fancy going for all the ranked online matches?
Nah, hell no. I mean, I offered to help Joel boost it at one point, but I don't think I'm ever going to go for fighters. I might go back and play it for the story, but it was quite hard as well. From what I did play it, I got destroyed.
Hard to grasp.
Yeah.
Well, it's a fighting game. You either got it or you haven't got it. And if you haven't got it, you need to spend thousands of hours just to master the general mechanics of any fighting game. Then they kind of apply to all of them, don't they? But I don't have it, that's for certain.
I mean, I'm an old school fan of Tekken, grew up playing it, but I'm not good at it.
I love Mortal Kombat, I just haven't played one for a while, but I think Mortal Kombat 10 was the one I spent so much time on. So much time.
That's hard as well, that's like a super grindy plat as well.
Well, I didn't go for platinum, this was back in the Xbox One days.
Well, 11's easy, apparently. I've heard that,
yeah. So Duke Nukem, I think I've got this one. Is it quite an easy one? 3D 20th Anniversary World Tour?
Yeah.
Of course, this is the one I've got.
It's extremely easy, and it's kind of shameful for me in half of the way because I did use some console commands. Only because I have played Duke Nukem to death, on the 360 or on the other systems back in the day, I've played it enough to where I played it for like several hours, and I realized I could probably save myself 5 hours if I used a few console commands to walk through walls, which are built into the game, and they let you. I think there's even a trophy for using a cheat to begin with for activating a cheat code.
Probably.
So I was like, I'm just gonna activate them, get my plat, get it over and done with.
That's fair.
I've had my fill.
Now, what a game Enslaved Odyssey to the West is. What a game. I love
Brilliant
that game
game.
so much. The only problem is I've actually got a game, but you can't buy the DLC, and this was even before. Obviously, you know, the stores are closing, and I don't know how if they're closed yet, but you couldn't buy it in the PS market anyway. So basically, the 100% is kind of unobtainable unless you buy a special edition, which has the DLC on the disc. But you can't find them anywhere.
Yeah, I think it was Wooly. I'm pretty sure it was Wooly who said he'd give me one of his access to one of his accounts at the time, what he's got the DLC on. But the game was so rough on the PS3 that I didn't want to even bother with it.
Really?
Because it's a brilliant game, like you say, but I would really recommend playing it on maybe an Xbox where it can benefit from the performance, backwards compatibility, or on PC.
Fair enough.
Like, I'd love to play it on PC at 60. I've got it on Steam, I'm pretty sure. Playing it on there, because the game itself, based on a Journey to the West story, like Dragon Ball, you know how good it is. And the comedy throughout the gameplay is just sublime. But again, PS3, I was getting like 20 FPS at times, 15.
Oh my days, that's horrendous.
Yeah.
That's hard. That makes me cringe.
Mm.
Fall Guys Platinum. We cannot ignore that one. Well done.
Is that legit or not?
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. Nah, it's unlegit, technically. The first trophy on the game was, you guessed it,
5 wins.
infallible. Yeah, infallible.
But we had this discussion at the time. We did a podcast at the time this glitch was out, and even like you still have to win 30 games or something, don't you?
You got to win 20 crowns personally, and you've got to come first place in 20 races, which was my last trophy, which is a lot harder in my opinion, because 20 races, that's pretty brutal.
Yeah, so it's still a difficult game, even if.
Well, here's the thing: the infallible is easy these days because they're always bringing out new temporary modes where it's super doable. The last time I played it, I think there was a soccer mode on. Again, win 2 games. I think we talked about this before on the end of the year awards. Super easy. I got with playing with a few people. I got 3 wins in a row, and I played by myself and got 4 wins in a row.
It was doable.
So if you went in there with a squad wanting to get the trophy of 4 people, you'd get it.
In hindsight, knowing what you know, would you have cheesed the infallible trophy if you now you still would?
Yeah, of course I would.
I would as well.
It's a bull trophy. It's because it's ridiculous. Maybe when the game first came out, it was feasible. Like, I don't know. I've never played it on release, but people were saying it was so much easier and everything was simple.
It was easy on like the first couple of days because nobody knew what they were doing.
Well, there you go.
I came like 3 wins in a row and then lost. I never got close to 5 wins, but after like the first week when everyone just started getting really good at the game, you had no chance.
And it's like I say, it's worse now because there's team modes in there. So you get to the final round. The penultimate round is a team mode sometimes, which means you've got no control. Mm-hmm. You can be on a 4-win streak, and then that happens. You get a bad team, you're screwed.
Yeah.
So
I would cheat it if I could be bothered. Because I remember when it came out, I couldn't be asked. I was like, everyone's like, do you want to do it? Do you want to do it? And I was like, I just don't really care.
So pull you in reverse, Tyler. Would you cheese it?
Yeah, Tyler.
No. I think I've got all the trophies. I've got all the trophies bar infallible, and maybe a couple more. But I remember I loved that game when it first came out. I still kind of do, but I haven't really played it that much. But I don't think I would cheese it. I would want to try and get it legit because I've played it for so long now that it'd feel wrong.
Fair. You want to earn it legit?
Yeah, I'm in it for the long run now. I
respect that as well. I mean, you'll never get it, but if you
never. No. Let me get this straight. I will never get that.
All
trophy.
that matters is that you try.
Yeah.
Oh, all you gotta do is try your best, Tyler. Someday.
It'll never be enough.
Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VII Remake done very close together, were they? Oh, yeah, in preparation. Is that what you did?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to replay the original from back in the day. I was like, I'm going to go back just to refresh the old neurons and get back into the game.
How does it hold up?
See, I think it holds up well. It's definitely PS1 graphics. The frame rate is like 15, I think, in battle by default or something. And so it's kind of choppy and you got to read everything. But the tone of the game to this day still holds up. It is a masterpiece in storytelling and it's got twists and turns throughout. But again, I've seen some people say it doesn't hold up. And if you get a new generation gamer playing it, they're going to not like it.
Well, I started playing it sometime last year, I think. The original that's been ported onto PlayStation 4, 5, whatever. and I've never played the PS1 version. So this was my first time ever playing a Final Fantasy VII game. I think I played the remake, but then I was like, oh, I want to play the original. And I really liked it. I haven't finished it because everyone's telling me not to finish it because they want me to get the full experience from the remakes.
No, dude, hell no. The remakes are going a completely different route. They're changing everything. They're literally changing.
So you think I should carry on?
You need to carry on, especially because you're going to get spoiled eventually by something.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I've got to the bit where you're like in this really beachy area.
Yeah, I know where you are.
Well, I'll finish that whole section, that's when everyone's like, no, don't do that because you'll ruin it. I'm like, but I kind of want it. I'm really into it now.
Finish the game. The way that this remake is going is they're changing the entire story. It's not just that. There's a PSP game at the time, Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII, which had Zack in it as their main character, who was the tutor of Cloud, so to speak, in if you're going back to the lore. And they've changed that lore now with this remake. They're changing everything about the Final Fantasy VII core storyline. So this, even though I really enjoyed it and I like the direction they're going, it's not Final Fantasy VII. It's like a different timeline. So you still need to play the original.
Interesting.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to it then. Screw what everyone else is saying.
Exactly. Think of it as an alternative dimension. The different stories are both as valid as each other. It's not a remake. It's a retelling in a different dimension.
It kind of feels like they've just... That's weird because you think... They've done well because they've remade... They've decided to say, okay, let's make a new Final Fantasy game, but what we'll do is we'll make a completely different game, but we'll make it with the popular characters from the past, from Final Fantasy VII, so everyone who played it will jump on the bandwagon, but everyone who's new will play it, even though it's completely kind of a different game. Well, it's a completely different game.
It is.
But it's definitely a weird...
It's very Doctor Who-esque. It's timey-wimey. They're playing a lot with that stuff, and as a returning fan, you know things are off straight away, and you can see what's happening, and you can see all the little references they're throwing in there and hints at the future that a new player wouldn't even get. So it's a case of you would enjoy this game substantially more if you've played the original and know the context of everything.
There you go. Maybe that's what I'll have to do when I finally ever get around to doing it.
Yeah.
Now, I've moved on a little bit, and as I can see, firstly, Tyler, you haven't done Ghost of Tsushima. Tyler, no. Steve, you haven't done Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Just not feeling it? Just not feeling it all?
I think at the time it was open world burnout.
Yeah.
Again, I enjoyed the story I was playing, but Jin himself, he seemed kind of bland. I don't know. He wasn't that charismatic. He just seemed a bit quiet, a bit stoic, and I was like,
I think he comes into his own a little bit later on when he starts having a few heated debates with people and stuff. And he starts challenging the samurai way. I think it does become a bit better. I think it's a really good story. I just did it on New Game Plus. I just ran through the story, didn't do any side content. And I think the story, which is only actually 10 hours, is a pretty good story. I think it stands out.
I saw your wrap up video, and you've spent a good chunk of hours on that.
Yeah, I think about 200 hours in the end. Finish that game.
I think I gave up at the start of chapter 2, Act 2, second part of the island. So that's how far I got into the main story. And I was just trying to go through the island and do all this little fishing villages and do all the side activities. What I don't know what you call them now with the swords, where you go through bamboo sticks and get you. I really enjoyed that mini game, and I was getting overwhelmed.
That's fair.
So people keep saying to me, just go through the main story, do the side tales, and then leave all the other stuff, just so you can get the story at least.
I would say Act 2 and 3 are definitely the strongest acts. I think they got some of the most biggest levels, the blockbuster levels are in Act 2 and 3, which is a shame. I mean, obviously the first level's pretty cool, which is a big blockbuster level, but then there's you take more castles and stuff, but with armies of samurai, and it's just so cool.
Scales up. I will have to go back to it. I mean, I bought the digital version as well. I paid, I think, 70 quid to get the digital version for PS5, and then I still haven't played it. So it's
you probably should. Look at all these God of War games, though. Every single one played. Every single one platinumed.
One missing.
Which one?
Ascension.
Oh, not platinum. Yeah, that one's not done.
Yeah.
We'll
go back to it though. I think Burnout. I don't know, look at the times. God of War 1. I went 2018. 10 days later, God of War 2, then 3. Yeah. So it was kind of a burnout situation where I got really back into the series.
Did you play this all through PS Now?
No, on actual PS3.
Oh wow.
I've got them all on. Yeah, I've got both Sparta collections on disc.
Isn't there a Vita game that's exclusive to Vita though?
Oh no, they are the Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta. They were on Vita, on PSP, and then they got ported to PS3. I think they did release them as well, though, on Vita. Those two.
Maybe yeah.
Actually, I think they released them all on Vita as well. Actually,
they might have done some sort of. I think it's in a collection. It's like £70.
Yeah, like 1, 2, and Chains of Olympus and Sparta. But again,
Vita games are incredibly expensive these days.
Yeah, they are.
Insanely
Good collector
expensive.
items. Gran Turismo as well. Damn, I bought that recently again. I'm like one trophy to get the platinum.
Two trophies from the platinum. Is it
Yeah.
grindy, skill based, or what?
Skill.
Oh,
Two of them are real easy as far as I remember. But the one that I need is to get the the S rank licenses. If you remember that on Gran Turismo games, super hard, super skill based, and I think I've got 3 levels to do for it.
Sorry, go on.
I was just saying, it's just in case I need to put the time in for the practice. I can do it. I can do it. It's just, I mean, look at the date, 21st of August, or 12th of August, 2021. Before that, it was like 2015. So it's a long time coming.
Be a long platinum, it'll be good to see. Like 7 years in the making.
If only it was an ultra rare. It's just above it. Just.
Was GTA 3 part of the new remaster pack? How did you find that one?
I'm playing it right now.
All right.
I started the other day. It's honestly not as bad as people. I know we were talking about on the podcast and we were saying, it looks really bad. I don't know if I've updated it or patched it. The rain didn't look as bad, but the gameplay itself, I felt like I was a kid again 20 years ago.
Oh, great. That's excellent.
It feels like GTA 3. I mean, it's weird in a sense. It's not a complete remake, but it's not the original potato graphics. It's almost in between. So some people might not like that. Like, you should keep it authentic or fully remake it. This is like, but again, it's got like new lighting in there, which just, it almost melds the worlds together from retro to new.
How are the platinums? Are they very similar to the old ones?
I think the GTA 3 platinum is the same as the old one, yeah, exactly the same.
So difficult?
Where you just got, not difficult, easy. I think the most grindy ones is getting 100 taxi fares, which I've done, getting 100 packages, and then it's completing all your stunt jumps, getting 100% completion, which is essentially everything, right?
Yeah.
But it's not a hard platinum, but it's definitely a trip down memory lane. So again, it's not crashed on me once. Excellent. I'm playing the PS4 version because that's on PlayStation now, on the PS5, and I'm running it on performance mode, which gives you 60 FPS.
Marvelous.
And it's fairly smooth, besides the hitch here and there. So,
will you ever get the platinum for GTA 5?
Oh, yes. I think the only trophy online I need is rank 100, and I'm ranked 95 or something. I just haven't played it in like 6 months. But that is doable. It's a single player after that. And it's a platinum.
Excellent. It's a really good platinum to have. I love seeing people do GTA 5. Like, it's so good to see.
It's on the cards. Wow.
What about Hades? Do you think you'll platinum that one?
Oh, hell yeah, dude. You know how good that is. I'd have to tell you. Yeah, it's brilliant. It's just a case of like, again, you've dropped off it, you've left it for a while, but
there's a bit to relearn, definitely.
I think my muscle memory's still there.
Well,
I've got a weird control scheme.
Oh dear.
I use my fingers on my buttons. I use the bumpers. So I use like
attacks.
Yeah, all my attacks and my dashing is on the 4 buttons at the top. Because I was getting like tendonitis again, doing the buttons, face buttons. So I thought I'll switch it up to this, which I've been ridiculed for on Discord several times because of my alien control scheme.
Does it work?
It works for me, yeah. Easy, yeah.
I've really considered getting it. Easier. It's on Game Pass on Xbox, and I've really considered just downloading it again, just to play it,
dude.
Honestly, I love this game so much. One of the best games I've ever played. Absolutely fantastic. Great game loop, which I think
get on your Switch as well.
I don't know. I don't want to do it. I think it'd be a shame to see my beautiful Hades running at 21 frames per second.
You can't hack it.
No, like honestly, my Switch Lite is a piece of garbage. It just can't run any game other than Pokemon.
It's a bit brutal, but what can you do?
Turn-based games I can run on a Nintendo DS, it can run absolutely fine. But anything else, it just can't run.
Right.
It's like using like an iPhone 7 or iPhone 6 today. That's
honestly, the best game I've seen run it is Zelda. Breath of the Wild one's fine, but a lot of other games do choke.
Look at all these Hitman games. Absolution, Blood Money, Contract, Silent Assassin. Oh, actually, I just noticed, sorry, I skipped over Helldivers, which is a 1.81% ultra rare.
Yeah. It's a PlayStation title as well, I'm pretty sure.
What is it?
It's a twin stick shooter, top down.
Ooh.
Isometric.
Tough?
I don't remember it being hard. You can play it with 4 people, I think, as well. Yeah, you can. It's essentially drop down alien worlds. You get pickups. You just find endless hordes of aliens, again, from that isometric top down perspective. And it's hilarious. It's just brilliant combat. It's just mindless arcade fun. But yeah, I think it's grindy. That's the main problem.
That's why
I think it is high. I think it is rated at an 8 out of 10 as well, or 7, but it's also grindy as well. But
it took me over a year to do.
Yeah, it was quite long, but I had nothing but fun with it, especially when you're playing it with friends.
That sounds like you're selling it to me. If it's doable.
It's doable, you can do it in co-op, I'd highly recommend it.
Oh, nice. Excellent. Anyway, back to Hitman, though. Look at all these Hitman games.
Look at childhood, man. Childhood. I grew up on the Hitman games on the PS2, playing Silent Assassin, walking through St. Petersburg, going through the villa and sniping the dude with his cello. This was my childhood encompassed. So going back to these games had to be done.
Marvelous. Have you done any of these, Tyler?
Nope.
Not Hitman?
I'm real bad at stealth, so there's no point in me even trying. Because I just
get better if you try.
Just charge through, do you? Just try and take everybody down.
Yeah, I'm really in just the mind frame of I must have killed the person if everybody's dead.
I mean, that is great logic, to be fair.
You can do that on the Hitman. You are going to get the best rating, but you can do that.
Yeah, I think I've played. I must have played one ages and ages ago, and I just went screw it, and I just killed everyone in one level. And I was like, I know I should probably have done that stealthily, so I did it again stealthily. Got caught straight away, and I was like, yeah, no, this game's clearly just not made for me.
Hey, that's how it goes. You go through a mission, you get everything perfect, something goes wrong, and then you're like, screw it. You just wipe out everyone in a fit of rage. That is Hitman.
That is Hitman. That is 101 Hitman.
Yeah.
You will make mistakes, but just kill everybody, and it'll be okay.
No witnesses. Unless it's a Skyrim chicken, then you're screwed.
Don't take on the chickens. Yeah. What about Hotline Miami? Isn't that notoriously difficult as well? I think it was. Else.
You're probably thinking of number 2. Number 2 is supposed to be harder. Wrong number. Number 1 is about a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
It's top-down shooter, proper old-school retro 8-bit style gameplay. It's awesome. I mean, I found it more difficult than some would, just due to it's not my type of game I'd usually play. But I adored it, dude. Absolutely adored it. I only played number 2 because someone who recommended the first one said number 2 is nowhere near as good. So I thought I won't play it. No, but now I'm jumping into it though because I want to play it. Screw it, right? I want to play number 2.
There's so many games you play that I just haven't even touched. But now I feel like I want to play. I'm very much into my over-the-top games at the moment. They're very much the games I want to play.
I highly recommend it. It's not hard. You could do it, I'm pretty sure, and you'll enjoy every second of it.
You've done It Takes Two twice.
How did you do it in 1 hour and 49 minutes?
You see, that's almost another shameful thing there because you can play I think it's a PS5 version afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
It was a PS4 version afterwards. Right, so what happened there was you could transfer your save both ways. So you transfer your save back and you just got to complete some levels again in a certain order or something. I had to remember. I was just tempted, at the time. I thought, we can do it in an hour, which we did, 1 hour and 49.
Fair enough.
So might as well get a platinum.
Jack 1 and 2, but no Jack 3.
Just never got. I mean, I played Jack 1 when I was younger, and Jack 2. Well, I never really played until I played it on PlayStation for the trophies. Enjoyed it. It was hard as hell. I think there is some kind of exploit as well where you can use a console command to make it easy.
Well, is this because there's like certain bits in Jack 2 which is hard, isn't it?
Yeah, I remember quite a few of the challenges near the end of Orbs and stuff. Like we got to collect them being quite hard, but I found out after that there was some way to exploit.
There's a I think you know the plan for Jack 2 in about 10 minutes. There's like a massive debug. You can like go to the end of the level. Yeah, it's insane.
I mean, honestly, I probably would have been ashamed if I did. Yeah. But at the time, I probably would have gone for it if I had known because I was, that was struggling that much.
Jack 3 is my favourite though. I think it was kind of like it was a kid's version of GTA at the time when it came out because like open world in the city in the desert. I think Jack. Actually, I'm going back.
It's like a Mad Max, right?
Yeah, it's like a Mad Max. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but for kids, and you've got a little like ferret on your shoulder called Daxter.
Yeah. Well, if you recommend it, I'll go back and play number 3.
But I didn't really like Jack 1 though. Like I remember as a kid, it felt very like kind of like Spyro and slow. And...
It was nothing like Jack 2, was it at all?
No.
When I played Jack 2, I was like, this is such a contrast to what I remember the first Jack being. I was like, wow.
But Jack 2 and 3, pretty good games. I mean, I'm saying that I haven't played them in like 15 years, so who knows if they actually hold up.
I'd say they hold up as long as you've got your mindset in the right place. Just don't expect anything from them.
As long as you've got just full of nostalgia going in, that's all you care about. Yeah. Nostalgia, and you prepare yourself for like an okay game.
Okay-ish game, but still fun.
Okay-ish game. Okay, so obviously the platinum for Killing Floor 2. Now, is that tough?
Not really.
No.
I'd say not really. No, it's quite easy. Again, Tyler's played this. He got the platinum on it, so he knows.
Steve helped me. But I do want to say quickly as well, just above Killing Floor, what's going on with Kena Bridge of Spirits. It looks like you just started a brilliant game and then immediately stopped.
Steve's commitment to games is weak.
My commitment to games is terrible. But I feel like I'm looking at all these games that are just so good, and they're just like Steve looked at them and went, "Yeah, they're all right," and then just stopped playing them.
Hey, we talked about this on a podcast before. I think it's a symptom of ADD, where it's like you play a game, you lose interest after about an hour. Like, ooh, shiny thing over there. I'm playing this now, and you just move on. Yeah.
Shocking.
I'm going back to it. It's 7 out of 10. It's another challenge game. Again, I'm using my crystal ball here. This is all being planned well ahead of time.
All being planned, eh? Few Lego games here, scattered about. Just the 2 on the Vita.
Yeah. You know why I've got them, right? It came with a Vita.
Fair enough.
It was in my bundle. So
that is why I played FIFA 14, because it came with my Vita as well.
Hey, it's another Batman game for you there as well, Tyler.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, to be fair, I haven't got that one. I started Lego Batman 2 because I wanted to get Lego Batman 2, then Lego Batman 3. Or else I won't know the story. What's the point sticking them to 3?
Do Lego games have stories, or...?
I doubt it, but...
Not from what I remember.
My brain just works like that. It's like, why would I play 3 when I play 2?
Yeah, but now I've got a Batman Platinum that you don't have.
So it's better than you, basically.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
Get it now, man.
Marvel Heroes Omega. Now that game is not in existence anymore, is it?
No.
It was like completely removed from everything.
Yeah, it was so good as well.
It was like a free-to-play, over-the-top like Marvel action game, wasn't it?
Is that the one that looked a bit like Ultimate Alliance?
It does. It essentially was. It was Ultimate Alliance
/ Diablo, wasn't it? But free-to-play.
Yeah. Essentially, Ultimate Alliance fused with Diablo. I think it was it was pretty much, it was just like cosmetics. You could buy costumes and stuff. You didn't have to buy anything to pay to win.
I think you had to buy the characters, though. I think you got like 4 free characters, and then...
Yeah, you did. I do remember actually buying...
I would have bought Spider-Man in hindsight.
I think I did buy Spider-Man.
I think you can earn them naturally through progression, but it's like 20 hours to buy one character, and you can just pay £10 for 2 or something.
I think I bought Spider-Man and Wolverine.
I don't mind that model if it's a really good game.
Like, it was.
Like if it's like, the base game's free, he has 10 characters, but if you want another 10, they're £5, well, £2 or £3 a pop, or if they are £5 a pop, but you can earn them naturally as well. Then you only buy 2 or 3. I remember playing it on Xbox and thinking it was really cool, but I think I started playing it like 2 months before it got delisted, so I was like, oh, this is really cool. Then it's just gone from my Xbox. So I was like, what?
Well, it came late as well to PlayStation, right? I think it came to PC and Xbox well before. Maybe. And it came to PlayStation in June of that year. I was one of the first persons to download it. I was like, I'm playing this. It looks awesome. I bought Deadpool as well.
What happened to it? Just copyright issues? No.
It's quite a crazy story. The Gazillion were the people who made it, developed it, and it was under Lucasfilm / Disney. The actual head of Gazillion got in some kind of sexual scandal.
Oh, marvelous!
And Disney was like, right, not having any of this. They shut down the studio. They didn't just fire and replace the head. They just fired all the other poor buggers in
Disney
there. I don't know.
Don't mess about, do they?
No, they were like, this is it. The axe is coming down. You're all gone. Bye-bye. And they said to everyone, I think in November, the servers are going to close down on the 26th of December, 2016, whenever it was, 2017. And it was 2017, yeah. And they were saying, you got 30 days to do everything. And I was like, right, I've got enough time. I can get the platinum in 2 weeks. So I've got no rush. 5 days later, servers are shut down a month ahead of time. Just boom, gone. And I was like, I still could have got the platinum in that 5 days, maybe, if I didn't sleep. And I wanted it.
1% ultra rare as well would have been awesome to have.
I wanted it. I was so close to it as well.
So
I couldn't believe it. I was in tears almost. It was such a great game, and then losing that plot on top of it, man, screw Disney.
Well, on the plus side, at least you've done Marvel Spider-Man 100% and Marvel.
Mr. PlatinumBro, can I escort your attention to the thing below, please?
The 1%.
The remastered.
Yeah, I can see that. I just assumed that he wasn't going to auto pop it though. That would have been worse, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
So
yeah, I'm not auto popping that.
He did it on the 26th of December, so I feel like maybe there's time for it to be done.
It is, especially with the double points.
Exactly. So
exactly, it's on there.
I'm going to do it, but I want to be my 500, so I've got a little bit of weight ahead of me.
Have you not done it either?
Not the remaster, no. I know, but I haven't got it on my. It's not staying on my account. It's just sitting waiting. It's downloaded actually. It's just I want to be my 500 platinum. I've got now 35 platinums to earn first. So, but I also definitely want to do it before Spider-Man 2 comes out. So I don't know how I'm gonna balance this problem of mine. Time will tell, I suppose.
Plenty of time.
Well, Spider-Man 2's coming out next year, isn't it?
I believe so. Yeah.
Look at all these Mass Effect games.
Is that every single full stack? I think that's a full collection.
Stack of Mass Effect.
Yeah.
How do you find going back to a Legendary Edition?
Oh, it was beautiful. Kind of a bit of a burnout because, again, I played Mass Effect on release. You can't see it there, but I've got the original art book of it. It came to 360. Right. I've got all that stuff because I was going straight from KOTOR into that. Same developers, and I fell in love with the universe back then. So I got all the trophies on achievements on Xbox 360 version of it. I think on Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 3 I played on the PC. So I didn't bother with the achievements. And then I've obviously back in 2016, I wanted to get them all again on PlayStation. So I've got to do right.
You've got
Mass Effect.
Got to do.
I need the platinums. So I went and did them all again. And then, of course, the Legendary Edition came. All again. Which is a lot easier because you don't have to do Mass Effect 1 like 7 times in the Legendary Edition. You can just do it once.
Well, I'm insane though.
No, you don't have to do insane. Unless you want to see the Legendary Edition with no plat. That is the insane trophies, as well as the romance
You have to do that as well, though. Come on.
Oh, yeah, you have to. I mean, I recommend anyone play Mass Effect on Insanity. It's just fun. Besides a few moments of pure dread and just suffering. But other than that, it's awesome.
How did they fix the gameplay? Because I remember Mass Effect 2 and 3 being really good, but Mass Effect 1 was really janky.
Mass Effect 1 was definitely improved. It definitely felt more streamlined, especially the Mako, but it's still... They kind of do so much right.
Yeah, that's true. But
it still feels a little bit more snappy and responsive.
So would you say you're a massive Metal Gear Solid fan?
Yes. Well,
so we're seeing a few finished here. There's one ultra rare there as well. Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots.
One of my first plats as well.
Was it?
Oh, the first, yeah. Metal Gear Solid 3 was the first. Again, at the time, I didn't really... I played it because I wanted to try. I wasn't looking at the difficulty back then. I was like, this is one of my first platinums. I'm just playing it because I want the platinum. I wasn't out in that mindset of this is 10 out of 10. I was like, let's look at the guide. What is it I need to do? Chicken run, do it. The hardest one is, I think it's the big boss run, where you've got to get through the game about no alerts under, I think, 5 hours time. And you got there's plenty of other conditions on top of that as well. But the game, you can do it in like 3 or 4 hours if you know the game.
Wow.
It's one of those games, once you master it, it's just fun playing through it. And I love Metal Gear, so...
Do you think you'll go for a vengeance on Metal Gear Solid 2?
Metal Gear Solid 2 is still possible. I believe Peace Walker is not. I believe the servers are shut down, right? Like a week ago.
There's talks of it, yeah. Maybe it has.
Yeah, so I'm probably not even going to play that. That's going to stay on 5%. If I can't get the 100%, well,
no deal.
Platinum,
No dice.
No deal. Nah, not worth the time. Because it's a PSP port as well. Damn it. So
PSP port.
Yes, it was a PSP game that they brought out, which was it's really similar to Phantom Pain in the gameplay, and that's what Phantom Pain was based on, I think, as far as gameplay goes. But I'm not going back to play that. But Metal Gear Solid 2, you've seen Adam's video.
Yes,
you know what's required.
All those missions.
The VR missions are a nightmare, and you could probably chip away at them over the course of a year.
Yeah.
If you do it in the same method, and you probably would get through it. But I think I missed a dog tag on because the dog tag collectibles on Metal Gear Solid 2 work on difficulty. So there's different tags on easy, normal, hard, and extreme. So you've got to play the game all through that many times anyway.
Days.
And I think I missed one on my extreme run somewhere in the tanker. So I think I've got to start my extreme again. And I'm at the end of it where you got to fight 20 Metal Gear Rays in extreme mode in a row without dying. Which
sounds horrible. I don't even want you to do that. To be fair.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother.
I love it. I mean, I've got the little things up here, Metal Gear Solid 2. I've got Snake, but it's look at it. It's on the cusp of becoming a non-ultra rare. 4.92%. Is it worth?
What about Revengeance then? Obviously, it's completely different to every other game.
Yeah, it's like a Ninja Gaiden type game or something, like a Fruit Ninja. It's more like a Devil May Cry game where you go in there, but you got a Fruit Ninja sword. So you've got all this degrees of rotation with it, which is pretty cool. But have I got it in me? Probably not. I'll try. That's all I can say.
Look at that one. The Neverwinter Platinum is 0.65%.
Yeah.
How long did that take you? Because isn't that like a free-to-play, like grindy game?
Platinum, not too long. I think it was maybe a few hundred hours at the time.
Just a few hundred, no big deal.
Just a few. Yeah, but PlayStation says I've played it 2,600 hours.
Is that what it is?
Yes, which is, I wish I could hide that, but if I did, I'd have to hide all the rest of my games because it looks so sweaty. It's unbelievably bad.
Neverwinter's the World of Warcraft game, right?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Warcraft style clone, yeah.
Yes, I meant Dungeons and Dragons, yeah.
Yeah, I think the Platinum's harder now. It's still obtainable, but it's definitely harder.
Sorry, did you see your PlayStation says you played this game for 2,600 hours?
Yes.
Damn.
I think I've played it legitimately maybe 500 over the course of like 5 years. Yes. No, because you see, I got to the point where we were like, because again, it's free to play, but you can make money with Zen, which you got to buy. So I eventually got to the point where me and my friends were farming. So I think I had 30 characters, but 29 of them were just stock accounts where I was essentially farming coupon codes by logging in. Whenever you was at home doing something else, working on the computer, just log in real quick. So the game was
farmed for 1,900 hours, is what you're saying.
Even then, I'd say 1,000 of that is at least me not going anywhere near the console. It's just been left on. Yeah, I like the ambience of the background music.
Oh,
That's
so
nice
you're,
news.
so you're saying you only played the game for 1,600 hours then?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's okay,
Actual
then.
play 500 hours. Yeah.
That's just child's play, isn't it? Really?
Yes, it's nothing.
That's more than I played my console last year, all of last year.
Hey, it's a 0.65%. That's all I'm saying.
That's all. It was worth it. I'm not saying it wasn't worth it. You know, I had mad respect.
Well, that's it. You could get the platinum a lot faster. I just played it after that for the DLC. I think without the DLC, it's probably like a 40% overall now. It's insane.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the DLC is constantly coming out even now.
So I'm looking at some platinums here. So like Operation Tango is obviously quite an easy one. Overcooked All You Can Eat. Now I've got the 100% for Overcooked and Overcooked 2 Platinum. They're quite hard by themselves, but I've heard that actually this one's quite an easy one.
It is for the most part. I did most of it in co-op with several people.
Because you don't need a 3-star every level, do you?
No, you don't. That's what. Yeah. So again, I've not played the original, so I don't know how hard.
You have to 3-star every single level. It's tough.
Yeah. Again, we did that just by natural progression for the most part because it's fun going for 3 stars. Besides on a few like the lava level, if you remember that.
Yes.
The lava one, that is a pain. But yeah, it's super easy, and I think I had a few left. And I cleaned it up like 5 days ago. Just went back and did one of each 2 DLC levels. But I'm so close to the plat. Get it sorted.
It's free, isn't it? Was it free on PS Plus at one point?
Not. I think I paid for it. It might have been free.
I think it might be free.
I think it was one of the free games at some point.
I mean, as you can see, I played the PS4 version of it as well at the same time because I think we were going to go for both plats, and now it's just a stain because I'm not sure if I can be bothered doing it again.
Look at that one though, Persona 4 Golden.
Oh, yes,
on the Vita as well. Bravo.
Beautiful.
You haven't played Persona 5, obviously. I've heard that this one is actually better than Persona 5.
Well, again, I've got no reference point, but Persona 4 Golden brought it back to the days of playing Pokemon because it's a Vita game as well. So when I got it, I got the Vita for that game because I heard so much good things about it. And it was a case of like you just like chilling in your bed, playing your Vita, and just getting absorbed into a classic JRPG. And it's a turn-based combat system as well. You know, my God. And it's almost like Pokemon with the personas you collect.
Yeah.
And through the tarot cards.
I love a turn-based game, to be fair.
Dude, I got so absorbed into that. I think I played it blind the first time and then did my cleanup run. But I bought it on Steam recently because I want to play it again. Mm-hmm. It's just one of those brilliant games.
Do you think you'll go for Persona 5?
Yeah, I actually own 5, but I'm going to play Royal because I bought it recently.
Yeah, Royal's more streamlined, isn't it?
Yeah, I know 5's worth more points in the challenge, but I want to go for Royal.
If I do either, I would do Royal just because I don't want to play through it again.
Yeah,
I could just do it all in one because
it's more content as well.
Yeah,
more content. It's improved. Why put yourself for the punishment?
No,
unless you really love it.
Did you not fancy going for the VR worlds?
You have your talks of your pain going through that with the head bobbing game and stuff. The head bobbing one's the worst, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't the bobsledding one.
No, they were both tough, but the one with the
bobbing.
head. Yeah, the luge was tough, but it was probably like a 7 out of 10. But the danger ball was like a solid 8 out of 10. Yeah. With like obviously mild concussion and extreme time.
I think after 5 minutes, I remember playing that. I got a headache. Yeah. You could feel your brain sloshing around. I was like, it's tempting though. But
all these Ratchet and Clank games, a lot of them started, played for like 10 minutes, and then left.
Hey, where? No, yeah, I see what you mean now. Yeah, these ones are because they're All for One, Full Frontal Assault. They're PS3 titles that are expensive to buy. So I've played them through PlayStation Now, and I was like, right, I'm doing a smart trophy thing here. I'm getting the online trophies out of the way now. So that's what I did. All those trophies are online only.
So you just buy your time.
Yeah, I was like, I'll leave them now, and I can go do the single player in full knowledge. I can get the platinum now.
Do you believe him, Tyler, or not?
I'm thinking, completely unrelated. No, my name is Mayo. I've just noticed. Is that not on the list? What's going on?
There's no My Name is Mayo. You can't be on the Trophy Hall of Fame without My Name is Mayo.
Well, you see.
And I've just remembered there's no 36 Fragments of Midnight either.
No, there's no number to start with. There's been no like terrible games in this list really. But obviously that's not including My Name is Mayo, because My Name is Mayo is an absolute masterpiece.
You see, that's a cult classic. I know it has to go on there at some point. It's just, when do I have the time to press that button 50,000 times?
It only takes you about 2 hours. You'll have a great time. I did.
I suppose
it's only 10,000 times.
That is true.
Games don't get a third in the series if they're bad games.
That is a very good point.
My Name is Mayo 3 is coming out soon, so clearly it's one of the best games of all time.
Hey, wait, if you're going by that logic, what about Breakthrough? There's been 20,000 sequels in about a year.
It must be a good game.
Far. Must be.
Oh, yeah, well, that's different. That doesn't count. They're not real games. They're just like arcade indie games.
Yeah.
My Name is Mayo is God tier.
I will eventually add them on there when I'm in the mood. But yeah, I wanted to avoid as many grubs as humanly possible.
That's fair. There's no chickens on the road. There's no
Hey,
road bustle.
I bought the Ratalaika, the cardboard racing one. You remember that? I think we're talking
Concept
about
Destruction.
Yeah, I bought both of them because they're £3 for like both versions, and I almost did them, but I just at that moment said, "Do I want to do this?
Do I want to do this?
Do I want this on my account?" So Adam's Venture, I deleted that. I bought it, and I saw how bad it was afterwards. I was like, "Nope."
Or did you watch Lucy play it and we just like, nah, I'm never ever gonna touch this game.
I saw it because I remember you talking about it as well at one point, and I bought it, and I was like, right, it was Uncharted, right? And I saw it on that stream, and I was like, no way, nah, this is not. No, delete.
It was shambles, to be fair.
Take my 200 rupees and leave.
Yeah, and go away. Never talk to me again.
Yeah.
Oh, we're seeing some Resident Evil games here. Which ones?
Red Dead Redemption 2 before that as well.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Red Dead 2
and Rebel Galaxy actually.
Yeah,
what's Rebel Galaxy?
You know what? All I remember of it was vaguely like a space simulation, almost like maybe Elite Dangerous, but mild. You're just flying through, going from port to port in space, bit of space combat here and there, just buying supplies and then selling them somewhere else. It was all right. I think I was in that mood for a space game at the time. I don't know why it's ultra rare. It's beyond me why it's ultra rare. Maybe it's just grindy.
Red Dead 2 though, I can't believe I went over that. Bravo.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are surprised when they see. I don't know why. To see 1 month and 3 weeks.
Yeah, that was some commitment. It's like 200 hours.
I fell in love with it, man. What can you say? It's Red Dead, but Red Dead 2.
You blasted it.
Blah.
To be fair, if you did that for 25 hours, 30 hours a week, you'd have it done in 7 weeks. So it's not.
I don't think I played anything else around the time.
Just
to be honest,
a couple hours a day, a couple big slugs on the weekends, and you'd be done.
Yeah, and the online when I played it wasn't as hard as when Joel played it, for example, when these horror stories.
I didn't find the online difficult either. To be fair, just the leveling up's a bit slow, but
that's what I mean. It was fast when I did it.
Yeah,
it was super fast. And I got lucky with that one trophy where you got to stop someone.
Yeah, I did as well. To be fair.
I was just in Saint Denis and I saw it happening and I just stopped someone's mission.
And you just destroy their fun.
Yeah, and I got the trophy. I saw my trophies, it's that point where your heart starts beating fast because I think you got to get something and escape, right?
Yeah, you got to steal. You basically got to just stop someone's level. You got to like kill them and steal something, then escape and finish the level.
Yeah, so I remember stopping them, killing them, but someone else was trying it at the time. I remember saving the trophy clip of it because there's like several people trying it, and I remember getting on my horse, and my heart was beating so hard in my throat. Because I was like on the escape trying to get out there, and I was just waiting for that trophy to pop. And I was like, once that's popped, the plat's mine.
How terrifying for those people just enjoying their game. And they just see a horde of trophy hunters just coming towards them.
Waves and waves. They're thirsty for the trophy. Only one of them can get it. They're angry.
Trophy games, the Hunger Games. We're all in there for that trophy.
Exactly. I think that game. Cause there's also like a trophy for getting like MVP on the online, like 5 times or something.
Yeah.
I really like it, but I think the auto lock does make it easier to kill people. You'd be walking around a corner and someone will just auto lock you and shoot 5 bullets in your head, and you're like, right,
dude,
okay.
It does. The amount of times I got grief messages, and even when walking around this, just towns and killing people when they're trying to approach you, you get messages going auto aim, scumbag, this and that, and calling you, expletives and messages for using auto aim.
But it's built into the game.
Yeah,
they want you to use it.
Yeah.
But it probably would be better without it. To probably make it for a better game.
It's like, I'm alive, you're dead. Call me all the names you want.
Who's laughing, really?
Exactly. Who won this fight?
I've gone too far.
Smart people use all the tools at their disposal, and I did.
That's very true. Now, let's look at all these Resident Evil games.
Ooh, yeah.
So, there's a few finished. Resi 2, Resi 3, Resident Evil 5 Platinum, but no, what's the online? What's the DLC? Is it online or?
There is Mercenaries, and I went into that with full knowledge I'm not doing it.
Fair enough. No Resident Evil 6, well done.
Oh, no, I've got it. It's over there, it's sealed. I've got to play it. I've always been putting it off. I could play it on PC and avoid the trophies, but I want the Platinum.
We'll get the Platinum, just don't do the DLC. It'll
I'm not doing that. I've seen your pain, and I'm not doing that.
That's not good. Resident Evil Village done. Why haven't you finished these other ones? So like Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil Revelations.
Resident Evil 0, I went on a binge. Again, I finally cleaned up Resident Evil 1. And I went through it over and over again. Loved it, adored it. And I did it for a friend as well because he was begging me to do a speedrun for him. So I was like, yeah, I logged into his account, did it for him. Again, why not? He's not a hardcore trophy in this, so it's acceptable, right? So I went into 0 right immediately after that, as you can tell with the dates. And the control schemes are slightly different. So my muscle memory was all over the place, and I could not adapt to it. So I was like, I'll come back to this maybe about a year from now, once I've forgotten all the muscle memory.
Fair enough. And Returnal done as well.
Oh yes.
Bravo, quite a tough one.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
on RNG collectibles, isn't it?
it's the RNG. The game itself, I found it again. It's not a flex. I just found it compared to like Bloodborne easy because it's guns. It wasn't hard at all. It was just a pain, but it was a brilliant game. Now that I've settled and calmed down from the RNG crap, I appreciate the game for how good it is.
Would you platinum this, Tyler?
Returnal.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd even play it. It looks way too not in like a this is a bad game way. This looks too much for me. I think the thing that I don't get is the whole just starting from the beginning. Like how do you evolve a story if you keep on starting from the beginning? If you know what I mean?
Timey-wimey.
And that's why I'm just like, I'm looking at it. I looked at it and I went, I'm gonna give it a pass. And it was coming out the same as Deathloop, which was the same thing where you die, you go back to the beginning of the game again. And I was like, I'm just not gonna do that.
Too much time travel for you.
Yeah.
For your little pea brain.
I did Forgotten City, and that's similar, but I enjoyed that. But I don't think
you can tell who's not watched Doctor Who, right? Well, anytime time travel comes in, they don't want anything to do with it.
No.
What's a Doctor Who?
Oh my god!
What is a Doctor Who? I don't know.
Is that in the Star Trek world?
No, it's Battlestar Galactica.
Oh,
you're not making me Sonic you. I will Sonic you.
I see you haven't got any Jammy Dodgers in the background today, Steve.
Well, I consumed it. I just haven't managed to replace it.
Oh, I think I might replace it. Special. Put it on there.
Thinking about it.
So I'm seeing a few plats here, but I'm also seeing Sekiro not done.
Bloodborne's fault. Down to muscle memory yet again. Yeah, it's a different game. Joel said it. It's a completely different game as far as how you play it. And I went into that immediately. I was like, yes, dude. I was saying to my friend Junaid at the time, I love Bloodborne. Going to Sekiro. Destroyed Lady Butterfly. My God, I gave up at that point. I'm going to go back to it. It's 7 out of 10 again or whatever. So it's being done for the challenge.
Yeah, it's doable. Look at all these unfinished games. Look at these 0%. Silent Hill and Civilization 6. You could just delete these from your trophy list.
You see, I did delete some before this in preparation. The ones that I knew I wouldn't play. I thought I'd be a bit respectable. I got to think ahead. But yeah, Silent Hill 2, I'm doing for the challenge. It's 9 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Crikey. And it'll be a 3% ultra rare as well.
Yeah, and I am petrified of that game. That gave me PTSD as a kid playing that, and I'm so scared just to play it, even now. It's Japanese psychological horror at its finest. But I'll go play it. Since Civilization 6, I might go for the plat. I just wanted to play it.
Yeah, it's pretty good with what I've played.
Yeah.
So you're going to face your inner demons and take on Silent Hill 2.
Definitely.
Godspeed, Spider-Man. That's all I have to say on that one.
I think on the first week of the challenge, it's going to be Silent Hill 2 HG and Crash Team Racing. That's the first two I'm going for.
In a week?
Well, I'm going to try and start them in that week. I'll try and finish them in a week if possible.
Blimey.
Silent Hill 2 is doable in a week.
As long as you don't cry too much.
Yeah.
Just hold back the tears.
Yeah, I'm going to have the lights, I'm going to have my comforter. I'll be good.
Yeah, that's fair. Spyro's done. Bravo.
Yes.
All three. Did you find the flight levels difficult on Spyro 1, or did you just absolutely smash it?
Not that difficult. Again, they're quite chill games, although I wouldn't recommend binging them. I binged all 3 in a row, and by the third game, I was so bent out with Spyro.
I think they get better, though.
So they do. Year of the Dragon's amazing compared to the first, but a case of too much of a good thing, right?
I think I did them like a month apart, and I think I enjoyed it more. But because I think Riptoad's the best character, the best villain. I think it's just so funny. He's so cool. But yeah, the Dragon is the best game by a landslide.
As far as gameplay, yeah. I mean, look at that. 2nd of February, 7th and 20th. I played them essentially right after each other.
Yeah, you did.
And I think that's my. Don't do that. Always spread them out. Do what Lewis did, a month apart. It's the best way of doing it.
I've just skipped a bit. So, Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2 both done.
That was juicy ultra rares.
2.02%, 4.43%. Bravo, Steve.
Brilliant games. Can I say it? They're amazing. Whether you play them solo or with friends, they're amazing games. And Heroes versus Villains.
Oh yeah, that's the only thing I would ever play.
Yeah, it's a masterpiece, dude. Although there is something said for being a Jedi or anyone actually, Boba Fett, whatever, being a villain in a large scale battle and just wrecking everyone. Yeah, it's hilarious.
So fun.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing all these Star Wars games. I'm really happy to see them all. Like Bounty Hunter, Jedi Outcast,
which doesn't have a platinum. It's
what a shame.
0.75%.
An auto pop there, but we'll again see that one.
Again, a shameful moment, but I do plan on playing that because it's an amazing game. And in my defense, I played the PS4 version on the Master Mode, start to finish, which you don't have to do.
No, you
I just wanted the Dark Souls experience, which is just brutal. Again, 2 hits and you're dead. So I I feel like I've earned kind of that. But I understand some people like Willie, for example, would say you got to do it again. Doesn't count.
I think I'm gonna buy for the PS5 upgrade. I think it might be free if you have a PS4. Is it free?
It's free. It is free. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna.
You can get it auto popped as well. I just did it today by accident.
Oh yeah, I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
And then I accidentally did Final Fantasy VII straight after as well.
Yeah, then
That's
Spyro
funny how that
as well.
happens. Yes.
Yeah.
Nightmare. Just put it in. You're like, oh no, I've actually auto popped all these.
Oh, there's
games.
no point playing it anymore.
What can you do?
I think if I did an auto pop, it would just I wouldn't want to play it though. So that's why I don't want to do any auto pops.
I mean, I'm still going to go play it despite the auto pop because it's a good game.
Yeah,
It's worth playing at 60 FPS. It's such a difference.
I loved that game.
I was like, ooh.
It was absolutely amazing. I thought it was.
So they've done an update for Fallen Order now as well. That the new game plus you get to have a red lightsaber. Ooh, so I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. I think you can wear the costume as well, right?
Yeah, you get an
Inquisitor costume.
Inquisitor costume, yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
Boy.
So I'm gonna have to go through it for
Force
that.
Unleashed 1 and 2, they just again, had to be there. I did them on the free. Actually, I did them on the 360, but I never got the 1,000 gamer score on Unleashed 2 because I couldn't do the challenge mode at the time.
Well, is that with the dashes and stuff?
No, I think it's where you get into a separate mode in the main menu and you push on stages.
Right.
You got do little mini challenges. It's a bit vague. Remember,
it's tough or not?
It was tough at the time. I remember being really hard, but again, I came back to it. I was like, I'm doing it now. I've got to reclaim my honor. I'm doing it on the PS3.
I've got them both on PS3 physical under my bed, and I kind of want to go back and play them eventually.
They're so fun still. Even despite them not looking as good now compared to what you'll be used to, just the gameplay and the mastery of the force that Starkiller has and just impaling people.
He's so good. He's just like, you can see why they removed him from the canon.
Yeah,
I think me and Tyler have had this discussion loads of times actually.
Yeah, they shouldn't have. They shouldn't have.
Tyler's pro Starkiller.
Yeah. You can't say Starkiller is too powerful and then have Rey in the next trilogy.
Just heal their problems away.
Yeah, they can fix it all. Just release a Starkiller. Get Sam Witwer on there. They can do a movie. It'd be a hit. Guaranteed. It'd get better.
Of course it would, especially if Darth Vader was in it.
Oh yeah. Damn right.
Bring him back for the new Obi-Wan show.
Just put him in there.
Yeah.
I'll do a Starkiller series, right? Like everything.
Yeah.
The work.
Yeah, that's true.
Favreau, if it makes him. Yeah, I mean, he's done great with Boba Fett so far and Mandalorian, so.
So, Surgeon Simulator started. Not fancy going for that one?
Nope.
Too hard?
Yes. There's a glitch. The reason why even, 0.61%? It wouldn't even be that high. There's a glitch when it came out. You could just complete like half the surgeries and you get the trophy for doing them all on S rank or whatever it is.
Cheeky.
Yes. And you can't, it's digital only. You cannot backdate it as far as I'm aware. You can't do any FTP magic. So yeah, I'm not doing that. No. Not for you. I have a friend who did it actually. He got very close to doing it, and he was trying to convince me to do it, and I was like, no. He's just trying to torture you.
He was. He's trying to just ruin my completion percentage. I'm convinced. He just wanted to come try this game. It's really fun. It's really rewarding. Let's see who can get the furthest. And I was just like, nah.
I see your plan, boy.
I see through your lies, my friend.
Lies of
the Jedi.
Yes, no Jedi mind tricks here.
We've then got Tekken, which is quite an easy game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's super easy. I've not played any of the Tekkens on PlayStation, but I know 7 was easy, and that was the reason I played it. I thought, I can play some of my childhood, and I can get a platinum.
What more do you want?
Exactly.
XCOM Declassified. Now, isn't that kind of like a mixture? Isn't it kind of like a mixture of like XCOM, but third-person shooter as well?
Yeah, again, it's hard to remember. It's so long ago, but it's like a third-person shooter where you could have. I think you had a squad you could control in a way around you, a few teammates. But again, it's almost like a buried memory at this point. I think I played it because it was XCOM, and I was like, "Ooh, XCOM," but it's not good.
We were told before we start we can't talk about Skyrim too much because Steve hates it now. But no, Skyrim's on there, not done. And Joel, we're not happy. I almost said Joel, but I meant to say Tyler. Tyler's not happy. Look at him pulling his lips apart.
Man, what's going on?
Skyrim and VR. Skyrim.
Why did you just?
I can appreciate the VR. I didn't like VR, but oh man, what? I'm speechless.
Gobsmacked. What did you just put VR on then? Did you just think I just want to see what it's like and I'm going to retire from it forever? And then you destroyed your VR and the game.
Yeah, essentially. I just wanted to have a look at it again. And
then you got PTSD and you're like, never playing this game ever again.
Pretty much. I got through the caves, got through the spider in VR. Oh, this is all nice and shiny. This is cool. And I was like, yeah, I'm done. Delete.
As soon as you got Whiterun, you were like, nah.
I didn't even make it to Whiterun. I was gone before.
I got to Dragon's Reach and threw up, and I was like, I can't play this game again.
It's ultra rare plat though.
Oh, I didn't rush.
1.71 ultra rare platinum.
You know what? I might leave Skyrim and I might go for the VR Skyrim just because of that difference right there.
Yeah. I was thinking about getting I think it's £10 if you have the PS4 physical to upgrade to PS5.
It is, yeah.
I might just jump on that.
Isn't it a free upgrade? I thought it was free.
No, it's not free.
Right.
Nah, it's not free. £10.
It's Bethesda.
It's Bethesda. Come on.
Exactly. Did you see the tweet they did the other day?
No.
No, today they're selling a replica Daedric dagger. Yeah, and I was like, oh, that looks really cool. I clicked on it. They're selling it for £3,000 a pop.
Made of plastic as well.
I think it's like aluminium or something like that. It's like not.
So you bought 3, did you?
Yes.
Yeah. One each for the boys. Steve would not take it as a gift.
I'd kill you with it. You'd find it in your back.
Oh, I'd be $9 out of pocket, but at least you'd be dead. So there's always that.
You wouldn't know anything about it. It'd be all good.
Last of Us 1 and 2 done. And 100% Last of Us Remastered, which is, there's a lot of like playing those on the online and stuff, isn't there? And I find it. I'm gone.
It's fun. I really enjoyed
online. It's one of the best online I've played.
Factions multiplayer was absolutely outstanding.
I actually got quite good at it towards the end as well. Like, because you play about 50, 60 games now. I was at the point where I actually was coming top of the leaderboard quite a few times.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's quite strategic, isn't it? It's like it's just really good. It's a really good online. Like, I would say that the Last of Us game mode, the gameplay style is really built for some like an intense online mode. It's a shame they didn't do it for Last of Us 2, really.
That was the plan, wasn't it? And then they started bringing tweets out saying, "Oh, we're still going to add it," but that was a year ago, and they've not done anything. So
I mean, yeah, Last of Us Part 2 obviously cost so much money to make. I can see why they didn't make one, but they could just make it a standalone. I'm sure plenty of people would buy it if it's like a £20 half price game, and they would then make their money back as well.
I mean, I'd probably play it.
Yeah,
I'll be honest, it was really fun.
I'm really happy to see the Last Campfire on there. I really like that game. I messaged you the other day when I saw you playing
last night, right? I think it was last night.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
you only just planned it. Yeah, well done.
Yeah. So it's the latest plan. Brilliant game. It's so poignant. It's again, it's hard to describe about it, but you're basically on a journey home.
Honestly, I was playing it, and I genuinely was thinking to myself, if this was based in the Dark Souls series, it would fit really, really well.
I was thinking Dark Souls throughout it with the Forlorn and everything else. This is like Dark Souls.
It's basically like everyone around you's like lost their will to live, and you go into their dreams and try and give them like
sounds like Vault work.
Their life again.
They've all been absorbed by negative emotions, and you're, like you said, you're the only one that can help them, and you're on your own journey home. And
so good.
You need to restore hope for them so they can make their own journey home.
Oh, that's well cute.
It's got a beautifully, innocently voiced narration to go with it. The puzzles is like, I think it's 22, one for each fall, and you got to save. No missable trophies. All the puzzles are easy, super doable, and it's a great experience. Can't recommend it enough.
I'm sold. I might have to get on that.
Do play it. It's real good.
Yeah.
Is it difficult?
No, like I said, all the puzzles, I think, it's hard. I always say I'm not a big puzzle fan. It's hard enough rubbing the brain cells together even to play them to begin with.
Yeah.
But I think 95% of them I did within a minute.
Oh, wow. Bravo.
Yeah.
There's only one or two I had to actually scratch for a second, and just the temptation to reach for Google was there, and I was like, nope, I can do this.
Keep going. I can do it.
Yeah.
Think logically.
It was a really heartwarming story, yeah.
Yeah. Again, you can't, the way it's hard to describe it without even minor spoilers, but once you start playing it, you'll appreciate so much at the end with the message of the game.
Yeah.
Tries to tell. And it's made by Hello Games, Sean Murray. It's by them.
Respect.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing a few more games here. We'll just gloss over the Walking Dead ones, but Technomancer done. Now that's made by Spyro, isn't it? It's it's like an RPG set on like Mars, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really rough. Again, the gameplay is almost, let's say, Souls-like in a way. It's really, really hard, really difficult. I've actually wrote the trophy guide for it on PlayStationtrophies.org, although it did get locked. It's still the only trophy guide there, but at the time they said it needed editorial cleanup or something. Because they were saying the roadmap was too long. It read more like a guide, which is, I found it hilarious because at the time, that's what a roadmap is. And every roadmap since looks like that. So and now I was like, nah, screw you. I've spent hours on this. I'm not coming back to change that.
I've read that guide loads of times because I've actually got that game physical. But it's quite hard, isn't it? You've got to play the game on the hardest difficulty, and it's quite a challenge.
If it's on PlayStationtrophies.org, that'll be mine. If you look at the user post, it should be mine. I'm not sure if someone else has done one, but mine was still on there. It was just locked.
Would you recommend it or not?
No.
Wow.
The game story is non-existent. It's not really good, and it's really rough around the edges as a game. And the gameplay is nothing special. But it's an ultra rare. So if you're feeling frisky.
Well, they made Greedfall afterwards, didn't they? So maybe it's just worth jumping on that one if it's more of a refined version of Technomancer.
Yeah.
Not Walking Dead. Witcher done. Started, but never finished.
Yeah, I've just started it. Remember, I the amount of times Joel's chastised me for not playing it. I just started it like a month ago, this past month.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I've done a weird thing. I started on Deathmatch.
Yeah.
The only thing I was using was a guide to make sure I didn't get any, got my Gwent cards out of the way.
Yeah.
As well as just knowing which quests I can't miss. So I can do it in one playthrough. And I played most of the game without the hood on as well.
Just for the hell of it.
You're such a masochist.
Because I just
What is wrong with you?
I love how it looks without a hood.
I'm just going to start on the hardest difficulty. I'm just going to take everything away from what?
Yeah, because it clogs your screen. You got to open your map to actually look, and then like you got to navigate with the sun. Like, where am I going? Right, this way. But the hardest thing is like fighting foglets without a hood. It's so hard. It's almost impossible.
Then turn the hood on.
Yeah, that's the answer.
What are you doing?
Because you can't see where the foglets are. You can only see the ghost. So you're just getting your ass kicked. It's hilarious.
Oh, it sounds in a really sad, horrible, soul-destroying way.
Yeah, but it's still fun. I've enjoyed it, and I think I'm almost more like halfway through the game now. So the plat's going to be there soon, and I'll do the PS5 version again. It's worth it.
Honestly, man. Honestly.
Now let's look at all these games we've just skimmed over. So, firstly, Tropical 5. Tropical 5 is 2% ultra rare. Can't ignore that one. Is it difficult or just
grind? It was a PlayStation Plus game, free. I just remember playing it. Tropical's fun. El Presidente.
Yeah, El Presidente.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool playing as a dictator.
Now look at these though, the Uncharted games.
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. One done twice. So you've done them all on cushion. Have you done the speed? Have you done them on brutal as well?
I've done every single one on brutal. So that was done at the start of December, I believe. And all I've got left on Uncharted 2 is a speed run, and Uncharted 3 speed run as well. Yeah.
Are you going to do it or?
I'm going to do it. Yeah.
You should. Yeah, it'd be good to see it at 100%. What about Thief's End?
Again, that's one game despite owning the collector's edition for all these years. I mean, statue Drake's right there, but I never started it. Just never started it until I think a month ago.
It's just hard to get around to, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's I love it. It's the best game in the series. I mean,
oh yeah.
For me, Among Thieves was the best until that, and then this one's knocked it off by a long shot.
I think it's the best in the series without a doubt.
Yeah, it's a brilliant game.
So Lost Legacy is great, good as well.
Oh yeah, I'm also going for the challenge maps on the Uncharted 4. I want that 100%. I'm getting that done. And like I said, Lost Legacy is amazing. And again, I need to clean that up. And it's brilliant.
That's the only trophy I don't have on Uncharted 4 is crushing it. Like there for doing clearing all the levels on crushing. I think it's literally just called crushing it.
Yeah, for the multiplayer. Yeah,
it's the only trophy I don't have. It's like I'm 99%. It's so sad about it.
It's fun though as well. The mode's actually fun from what I've played. It's doable. It's nothing hard. And Golden Abyss, I've installed it like 2 days ago on my Vita again.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not Uncharted. It's not even made by Naughty Dog.
No, it's not a great fit. Me and Lucy had this discussion for ages, didn't we, on an episode of the podcast?
Yeah. I can't respect it.
No, it's okay if you love Uncharted, but it's an okay game all around. I just don't think it's particularly good. I don't like the story. Don't like how they structure the chapters either. I think it's because there's like 35 chapters, but I think it's because the levels, maybe they struggle to make long levels because of the capacity of the Vita.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels longer as well.
So some unfair constraints on the developers there to try and make it up to standard for the PS3 versions at a time. And the mercenary cards, you got to collect the bounty cards and everything for Platinum. It's just. Ooh.
But if they redid it, if they did a remake for PS5, I'd be all over it. To be fair.
Oh yeah, I'd probably definitely play them
because that's kind of a way to extend the legacy without making a sequel to Nathan Drake's story. Because obviously it's kind of over, isn't it? Vampyr done as well. Now, isn't this quite the grind as well?
No, if you do it without a guide, yes. If you do it with a guide, you can do one playthrough. You've just got to basically save at the end of the game. You got to do it you got to play it in a way you might not enjoy the game. You've got to play it your first time without draining anyone of their blood, which means you're going to be extremely underleveled. And at the time, there was no. I think they patched in an easy mode since, but at the time there wasn't, so it was difficult as it was. So you're underleveled. It's like Dark Souls-like combat where you're getting brutalized. But I really enjoyed it. It's set in 1918 during the Spanish flu pandemic. So it's appropriate for the current times, and it's just it's some people might find it slow because again it's almost like Batman in a way. You're talking to people, you're investigating clues, chasing up leads, and the more you learn about people, the more value their blood holds. So if you do drain them, the more you'll get from them essentially.
Saucy.
But on your first playthrough, you can't do that if you're going for the platinum. You've just got to be underleveled, but you got to do all your stuff, and you got to save the game right before the end. And then complete the game, go back, and then drain everyone, put all this London into chaos, and then get that second ending like that. So,
going back, so it's not 2 full playthroughs then, really. It's just one.
No. But going back, I honestly would have preferred to play it blind and then do that second playthrough and then just do the save thing again because it did affect how I played the game.
I bet, yeah.
Probably a negative way because I would have enjoyed it more.
So what about Warframe?
You
Because
wanna drain.
I bet that you didn't go for the 100% here, but it's very similar to Neverwinter. So did you put 2,000 hours in this one? 1,000?
No, just several hundred, but just a bit,
A couple hundred here or there, you know.
I did have 100% there several times. It's
Well,
been there
just more DLC keeps coming out, doesn't it?
constantly. It's a great game though, but again, especially with friends. But it's just, I'm over it.
Oh, look at these. So I'm just going to skim through some of these. So I obviously didn't see Wolfenstein 2, so I wasn't impressed with the other ones. Skimmed over those. But then we've got some WWE. I know you're a big wrestling fan, Steve. Look at them. Look how rare they are. 0.71%, 0.63%. Is it just because there's a massive player base?
Close.
I was like, RKO's where?
Yeah, it's because of the multiplayer. Because the grind is insane for those trophies, and they shut down the servers. So once they're dead, it's just like FIFA. You ain't getting the platinum; it's just gonna get rarer. People buying from bargain bins.
0.63%.
Yeah,
that's
2K.
impressive.
See, 2K18 was the year where I was grinding. I think I grinded 2K17 with Banana Sausage at the time on my friends list, who actually joined your server not too long back. I think. Small world, right? When it comes to trophy. But yeah, I think 2K18, I just missed it, so I cannot get that platinum. It's off the board. And 2K19, they've closed down the servers, but I've got all the multiplayer trophies. I just need to beat the AJ Styles Tower, and that's probably the hardest WWE trophy I've ever seen. I don't know if I've got it in me. Grind it.
And it's on a time scale as well, isn't it? Because eventually it will close.
Oh no, that one's fine. I've got it's technically an online required mode because again there was a way to dirty it in the early days when they first brought it out with a certain patch, but now you can't. But it's still online connected, but not online in that sense, if you get me.
Yeah.
So I can still do it, but it's just extremely hard. So it's a case of if I can be bothered. It's boring as well.
Do you like wrestling, Tyler? Do you?
No.
No.
That's all I'll say on the matter because I feel like I'm really upset,
wrestling.
Steve.
Damn it.
Well,
no Star Trek, no Doctor Who, no WWE.
No Star Trek.
So uncultured. Not even a pop culture boy. Just
Oh,
like Batman. That's it. Batman.
I'm a Star Wars man, and I never really grew up with Doctor Who or Star Trek, so I never really got into it. I think I watched one movie. I think it was Nemesis, and apparently that's the worst one.
Oh God no. That's why you don't like it. Like Nemesis. That's why Tom Hardy almost quit acting. He did quit acting because I got into a drug addiction, alcohol, and everything from that.
Oh yeah, movie. Yeah. He plays like what's his name?
He plays a clone of Picard. I can't remember his name myself.
I was looking at him. I was like, he looks nothing like Patrick Stewart. I was like, why would they even do that?
He's a clone of the young Picard, and the movie flopped so bad that he got into alcoholism and completely dropped out of acting.
To be fair, Star Trek Nemesis was also the reason why I got into alcoholism as well.
yeah. Honestly, I think everyone did, man. Set a trend.
Let's end the trophy list on a high then, because I'm seeing X-Men Origins Wolverine, which is a great game. I'm also seeing, well, actually, Zombie. I don't know what that even is, but it's an ultra rare trophy.
It's a Wii port, a Wii U game. That's ported eventually. Yes, it's fun. It's ultra rare. Is that
the one that's in London?
Yeah, it is. Where you're running around with beefeaters and killing beefeater zombies. It's brilliant. I enjoyed it. I don't know why it's so rare. It's a bit difficult at times, but it's fun. First person zombie killing game. Linear.
And finally, XCOM 2.
Oh yes.
3 years, 8 months. That is one hell of a trophy. One hell of a platinum to be proud of.
Yeah.
Well done, Steve.
You see, Streets of Rage, I got tendonitis at the time from playing that game.
Yeah.
Streets of Rage 4. And I couldn't game. I had one hand. What can you do? Besides the obvious. So XCOM 2.
Strategies. That's it.
Yeah. And that what made me stick it out. And of course, Crimson will be happy as he knows I did it legit.
I believe you.
None of that safe's coming here.
Not fancy going for the 100%?
I was waiting for the DLC to go on offer. I think I bought it.
It's all out now, yeah. Well, Chosen.
I
played Well Chosen, to be fair.
Yeah, and there's like Shen's Gift or something as well. They were like £30 for it, and I was like,
Shen's Gift's good. I think that's where you get the Transformer robots. That's quite good.
Oh, I think I had that installed because I'm pretty sure I used them in the campaign.
Yeah.
The mechs, I'm pretty sure I did.
And there's the Alien Lords, which were really hard.
I demi-installed my run as well.
I did as well.
I think that made it harder, right?
Well, I did it on Xbox, and I just did it because I thought, it'd be fun. And then they're so difficult, and it's kind of like the way it works is they kind of like just randomly appear in any random level, and they're so strong and so powerful, and their health never they only have one set of health, so every time they appear, they've got less health from how much you damage them. But when you're running around with 2 level 2 soldiers with pistols, they just literally, I think they killed like 5 or 6 of my men. I had to leave them all and stuff. And
the spawn even like 20 health bars.
Yeah, and like they have minions and stuff as well, and they move after every time you move. So it's not like they wait for turn based. It's if you shout them, they move closer to you.
Yeah,
they cause absolute carnage, don't they? There's 3 of them as well.
I think there is there's a lizard queen, there's a brute guy,
And a flying guy.
a serpent one, and there's a flying one. Yeah, I think I did actually delete that DLC from my Iron Man mods.
Oh, I would have.
I think I did because I think I tried it with him on. And I was getting obviously you can imagine the pain.
Yeah.
Once they come in there, you're screwed. You got no chance. So I had to delete that, I think, and start a fresh save.
Definitely. Well, Tyler, what are your closing statements, and we'll finish his trophy list? What are you thinking?
Right. Okay.
Oh, he's sitting up now. He means business.
He's twisting his cap.
Honestly, I like Steve. He's a good man. He helped me with my Killing Floor 2 Platinum.
What a gentleman.
So I rate him for that. However,
what you don't rate is his trophy list.
It's going back to Skyrim. Always Skyrim.
No Skyrim. What? Batman. He started it.
It's going to get played in this month.
Yeah. There was a lot of games that I was like, these are good games. And then I just see 1%. And I'm like, what?
What are you doing, Steve?
Yes, Steve. Skyrim Steve hasn't even done Skyrim.
Hey, I'm not Skyrim Steve, I'm VaultBoySteve.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's not look at the 1% Fallout 4. Yeah.
I'm going to say that I like your list, Steve. I think there's some great games on here. I like the fact that you can walk away from games. It's something I'm very envious of.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Fall Guys, there's loads of ultra-rare trophies that I really, really wish I had on my list. Like Fall Guys, XCOM, was it Red Dead 2? Like, that's on my list as well. I think there is a lot of unfinished games on here, but I'm going to be overly critical because the games that you've enjoyed, you've played, and there's a lot of skill in this list.
I will say there are a lot of games that I've looked at, and I also, having said what I've said, there are a lot of games that I do envy that I've looked at, like Red Dead 2. I'm like, I don't have the willpower to go through Red Dead 2. All of the Metal Gear Solid games, I tried to get to the Phantom Pain. One of my saves got corrupted, and I've lost all my stuff, so I'm never going to get that again. So I'm really envious of that. So yeah, there are some real
all the God of War games as well.
All the God of Wars.
Just need to clean up Ascension. It's a complete set.
How would you improve your list, Steve? What would you want to do with your list for 2022?
Well, I've wanted to play more indies, but of course that's adding more fuel to the fire of incompletion. Yeah. So I really need to go through it and just clean up a few of the hard ones like Silent Hill, Crash Bandicoot 4, Crash Team Racing. They're the main ones. I've got more motivation to do it now with the challenge. A cheap plug right there. The Ratchet and Clank games, I'm going to go back and clean those up. Just got to do Ratchet. I think, was it 3 I need to finish, as well as all the future series ones that I've already got the trophies, online trophies for. And just in general, go back and see what's worth picking to clean up.
I mean, I would love to see Crash Bandicoot 4 platted, to be fair.
And Demon Souls.
And Demon Souls.
I know Demon Souls is happening as well. But Batman's happening, don't worry.
And Spider-Man. Yeah. And Skyrim, please.
I mean, yes, I'll do Skyrim VR. I'll do that. I'll make you a deal. Skyrim
go
VR.
Back and play some of the old PS3 Spider-Man games as well, Steve. That's what I say.
I've always wanted to. I think the last one I played before the new ones was Spider-Man 2.
On the PS2,
was it? I think it was, yeah. I never played any on 360.
Shattered Dimensions, well, Web of Shadows is fantastic, but there's no trophy support. Probably still worth to buy. It's actually £40 at the minute, so that's why I haven't bought it.
Is it on Steam? If it was, I'd probably.
No, it's been delisted. I think you can't. It's been all superhero games get delisted after 4 or 5 years.
Oh yeah, because of the license. Yeah.
So you only buy physical, which is why they're so expensive as well.
Right.
But Shattered Dimensions is so good. It's basically the first multiverse, like the first ever multiverse. Really, really worth your time. So that brings us on to our final bit. It's been quite a long video. If you're still with us, thank you very much. Tyler, do you think this deserves a place in our Trophy Hunter Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Ooh.
Skyrim aside.
Skyrim aside, Batman aside, Demon Souls aside, I think everything. It's honestly the Metal Gear Solid little bit has sold me. That is impressive. As someone who has tried to do Phantom Pain, I know how real grindy and hard that can be, and the fact that he did the others as well.
Yeah, I agree. I can't turn down someone with over 100, almost 200 ultra rares. Exactly as well. XCOM 2, Doom 3, Metal Gear Solid 4, your rarest platinums, or you're in your cabinet anyway. I think you deserve a place in the Trophy Hunter Hall of Fame as well, Steve. So you'll be forever memorised on this glorious list. Bravo!
Thank you.
Bravo,
Thank
you scholar. How do you feel?
The hard work has paid off all these years.
Yeah, it's just
like to thank all the endless nights of grinding, no sleep, all the monsters I've consumed,
all the arthritis you've had in your thumbs.
Exactly. Yeah. I won't be able to hold a pen in another 10 years' time, but it's all worth it.
It's all worth it for this, just to be here for this moment.
Wait. My name is Mayo needs to get done.
It does
as well.
Yes. I'll rig up some contraption to do it for me. That's another way of doing it.
I'm sure you could do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just buy it today and do it today. Just saying.
Yeah, true. I'll Sonic it. It'll work itself.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Get a turbo controller. Press X once and you've got the platinum.
Point. I'll plug in a PS3.
Can you buy turbo controllers for PS5 games? PS4? I don't even know.
I've got a Razer controller. One of those gaming ones with triggers on the back.
Oh, yeah.
It's got a turbo functionality.
What more do you want?
There you go.
There you go. My name is Mayo and my name's Mayo too. Get ready for the ultimate trilogy.
Exactly. By the time this video's out, you'll see all 3 platinums on there. There you go.
Statement. Okay, I think we'll wrap it up there. So it's been a longie. If you're still here, thank you for watching our trophy list review. So as always, I will leave links down to Steve and Tyler's YouTube channels, Twitters, all that good stuff. I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.
Later, guys.
Bye.